Yeah, you know what time it is. No scripts, no filters, no fear. We said what we said and meant that. Off the record. Off the record. Yeah, we keep it real, real, real. No filter shit, we say what we feel. Politics, stories, truth on display. Come on. We talk that talk in our own way. Off the record. Minion the God, let's go. Foxy to Roxy, 3 she go hard.
I swear on everything, that is exactly what he said right here in the studio.
That is the funniest thing I have heard all week.
So hard. Lizzie with the facts, she never miss. Nah. I said what I said, that's the twist. Off the record, come and catch the vibe. Where real ones talk and the truth survive. Late night truth, we don't just speak. We pull the roots from what they keep. From pain to progress, we light the flame. No spin, no script, we call it by name. Minion bring the vision, Foxy bring the flame. Lizzie drop a cease, it'll never be the same. I said what I said, say it loud, no shame. We taking truth global, remember the name. No apologies, no disguise. Just soul and purpose in our eyes. We move with power, bold and free. Say it loud, you gon' feel this energy. Energy, energy, yeah. This the realest show you ever saw. Off the record. We said what we said. Off the record. Yeah. Yeah. We said what we said. Off the record.
Hey, what's good, everybody? It is Off the Record. Hope you guys are ready for the show. And are you happy hump day? Happy hump day. And before we get into the show, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. But it's your boy Minion with Opinion, aka Minion the God, and my co-host with the most. I said what I said. What's good?
Everything's good, Minion. Happy hump day, everybody. And what's going on?
Man, trying to make it through these, Trump-filled drama days. It's just a mess. It's like a soap opera.
Yeah, the Trump files.
The Trump files.
Yeah, some of that nature.
The desperate and the decrepit.
And the desolate. So I see you ready to clown tonight.
Oh,
so,
man.
Yeah. But, it's so much that goes on every day. We find ourselves coming live more and more often, than we used to. Because the news cycle is always popping, jumping, and up, down, all around.
Right. I mean, who needs cable TV? We have the administration. Yeah. So
yeah, you're right. It's like a TV show, isn't it?
I mean, every day you wake up, you know that there's going to be a new headline. You don't even have to wait till, some sitcoms you have to wait till like the next week before you get to see. Nah.
Before you see the premiere and all that.
Yeah. Before you get to the next. Yeah, no, it's every day. So
yeah, something.
It is something. So y'all, if y'all haven't done so already, please subscribe to I Said What I Said's channel. Also hit the like button. And then, of course, if you are already here and you haven't done so, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. But we have a lot to get into today. Do we have any people to shout out? Well, shout out to Minion's personal assistant because he's always in the building.
Really.
Um,
Shout out, Mr. Assistant.
and then we also have Lady Janice. What's good, lady? All right. Well,
Hey, Lady Janice, welcome in and thank you for joining us.
if you guys if guys decide to speak to us in the chat, we will go ahead and call you out. So let's get into the show, y'all. There's a lot going on. So I did not have enough time to do like a little, what do I usually do? Like a little intro to all the videos, but we're gonna get into these videos. Um, and the first thing we're gonna talk about is Trump saying that, he knows he's gonna get impeached. And we're gonna talk about the implications of him knowing that he's going to be impeached and how that could be possibly why we're experiencing what we're experiencing.
Really? So somebody, a little birdie came and sung in his ear and gave him a little preview of what's happening.
Of what's to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they told him, yeah, this not boding well for the voters. So
Uh,
yeah, this is what.
So together we had 12 months of unprecedented success in 2025, and now we're going to make history and break records with the epic midterm victory that we're going to pull off. It just doesn't seem to happen for people that win the presidency. It's an amazing phenomena. You win the presidency, and we sure as hell are having a successful presidency. I will say that. But even if it's a successful presidency, it's been nothing like what we're doing. We had a very good day 2 days ago, too. But even if it's successful, they don't win. I don't know what it is. There's something psychological, like you vote against. You can win by a lot. We won every swing state. We won the popular vote by millions. We won everything. But they say that when you win the presidency, you lose the midterm. You got to win the midterms. Because if we don't win the midterms, it's just going to be, they'll find a reason to impeach me. I'll get impeached. We don't impeach them. You know why? Because they're meaner than we are. We should have impeached Joe Biden for 100 different things. They are mean and smart. But fortunately for you, they have horrible policy.
So,
they gonna impeach me.
you have to win.
We got to win. We got to win.
It's and everything that he was saying, it's like, okay, if you were so popular, why would you lose the midterms? Now we're gonna talk about what he's doing now to the voting system, but he's a avid election denier. So
Well, and he's been spewing this since what? Because my whole thing, at least since 2016, when he started with his fake news, and whenever his polls went down, then he would holler it was rigged, and so anytime his numbers are low, that's what he starts singing. He starts singing that song that everything is rigged, everything is stolen, everything is fraudulent. When we've never had any issues with the voting system, probably within the last 40 to 50 years, voting been top notch. Pretty much, they found a few, illegal votes here and there, but nothing to the number that would actually change any election.
Exactly. And to just make it seem like there's so much rampant election fraud
All of
to
a sudden.
to where after 6 years and multiple investigations, now you have to get the federal government involved to go raid the Fulton County election, poll so that you can get the 2020 election information.
And there's been over 60 court cases that denounced that there was any election fraud going on.
Right. And I mean,
All kind of forensic um, investigations have gone on. All of them debunked it. Everything. I mean, it's been so much resources been poured into the 2020 election because of the claims that he always makes.
mhm.
And so what's one more investigation, per him? And he only took one county, and I don't know what he's going to do with those votes, but Fulton County has filed a lawsuit to get those voter, files back.
Yeah, because I mean, if he hasn't already stored them and try to figure it out, I'm sure he's going to use it in some nefarious way, knowing Donald Trump. So
Hmm. Yeah. Mm.
whether it be to try to, I don't know, but I definitely feel like he might try to rig this next election.
Yeah, it sounds like that's what he's trying to do because he did ask them to nationalize the election, which we'll get into later on in the show. But it seemed like the moves that he's making, they just don't seem legitimate,
And
and
like
they
he
just
had
don't
just
seem
said,
uncalled for.
right, like he just said, he knows that if he doesn't win the midterms, he's going to get impeached. So if you're asking me, this is just an act of desperation,
Hmm.
and this is him trying to figure out a way to not have to even worry about either he's going to rig the election
Hmm.
or he's going to nationalize the vote to where, it doesn't even matter because he'll be able to.
Make that decision.
Right.
Hmm.
So
And wouldn't that be a first in history? Because we've never had our vote nationalized. So, what's that all about?
that's the first thing. Second thing, how does the president, who's supposed to be the president of the United States, and you would think that they would be a patriot of the United States and love the country that they live in and believe in the system that got him into office two times, you would think that he would be okay with the election system in the way that it is set up right now, but he's
Yeah,
so
because
corrupt.
when he won, and I'm sorry to interrupt you,
No, you
but
good.
when he won, he didn't say it was rigged in on his election night. He didn't say, "Oh, I can't be the president. It's all rigged. So let me just go ahead and give the presidency to the other candidate." He never said anything like that.
Right, exactly. But
But now all
people
of a sudden
feed into
everything is
that.
rigged and
Right,
fraudulent.
right, right. And whatever he said, if the wind is blowing right and he says it's left, they're going to say it's left. So
Yeah, I
at this
got
point, we've come to the realization that it's a cult.
you. Hmm.
Um,
Basically.
let's talk about the fact that the halftime show, the NFL halftime show, one of the biggest shows on television for the year, who
Hmm.
who is going to be having Bad Bunny do the halftime show. Well, I guess the Republican Party now they're into sports now because they took offense to that. It's a political now that's another political battle against them. Everything is they have to
Another political entity, huh?
another enemy. They just can't just get along with
Can
anybody.
we do anything in America without politics these days? It's like everything has to have politics in it.
It has to go their way.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah, it go their way. Yeah, because they always have to be right.
yeah, yeah, they throwing the temper tantrum over the fact that Bad Bunny is doing the halftime show to the point where Turning Point has gotten involved and they're going to have their own halftime show so that the people who want to watch, I guess white performers.
Alternative show halftime
Ch-
special.
Look, I ain't got time for all that. They want to see white. If you want to see white performers, they you can watch Turning Point. And I mean that's pretty much
Okay.
the message that they're pretty much trying to send
Oh.
to their white Christian nationalists,
Hmm.
and so um let's look at what they're saying about Bad Bunny or Turning Point.
Mm.
There's been a lot of discussion over the Super Bowl halftime show this year. This year, Turning Point USA is hosting an all-American halftime show that will air at the same time as the official show. News 8's Nicole Tam is following reactions from West Michigan.
The Turning Point USA halftime show aims to celebrate faith, family, and freedom with headliner Kid Rock.
I've already had many people reach out to me asking, how can they stream this event, or or asking me to put like a watch party together. So it's really exciting.
Members part of Turning Point chapters, including the one at Calvin University, are not just excited for music, but having a choice.
What we're really excited about is that this alternative halftime show provides people with an option to celebrate with their families, to celebrate family, to celebrate faith, and celebrate freedom.
The president of the Grand Rapids Griffins was one of the people looking forward to the alternative
They
halftime
are so-
option. His post online caught a lot of people's attention.
His post talks about how he believes the NFL missed the mark with this year's halftime show. He doesn't believe Bad Bunny models proper behavior for our youth and would have liked the performer to be pro-America.
This was a mistake. Not just because of what he said, because everybody's entitled to their opinion, but because of the position that he holds as a business leader in the community. You have to be very careful about what you express on social media.
Says the one that won the Grammy.
Tim Gortsema told me over email on
Right.
Wednesday that his post missed the mark and that he didn't intend any ill will. The intent was to show that he's pleased with the alternative option because it's more aligned with his personal values. He said he also apologized to people who reached out directly, including immigration attorney Robert Alvarez.
I did consider his call with me to be sincere and to be genuine. And he acknowledged that he made a mistake. He didn't try and cover it up. He didn't try and explain it away.
Gortsema's full statement is on woodtv.com. Nicole Tam, News 8.
So yeah, I mean, you got the thing about it is you see the type of people who are going to be advertising this alternative halftime show. You see the values that they claim to represent. They're so family oriented, and Bad Bunny just doesn't represent the all American traditional family structure values and all this other bullshit. Meanwhile, we can cover up the Epstein files. Republicans.
Yeah. Well, he said he said if you want a choice.
Right. It's a choice.
So they're looking at it as you have an alternative to the Super Bowl, which that's never happened before. We've always just watched the Super Bowl. And the people that don't want to watch the halftime show, they do find something else to watch on TV or on their phones, or go take a break, or, go cook, or, get ready to, redo the refreshments, whatever it is that you do at halftime, right? But never have we had another show to compete. So how's that gonna look from a business standpoint, for the NFL?
Well, first off, I feel like Trump is so vastly unpopular that is going to end up backfiring on them, because their viewer count is not going to be anywhere near. I think people are going to probably tune in just to the halftime show, just to trump the viewer count for Turning Point, if you ask me.
Oh, okay. So you feel like it's gonna backfire?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, people are not having it with Trump. They're not having it with ICE. These people can try to, even the white people, like, white people are not this racist and evil as the people who are a part of MAGA. They're like, look, y'all are just doing way too much. You know what I'm saying? So, the MAGA people, I think they got it wrong on this one. They're on the wrong side of history anyway, as it is. But them thinking that having a alternative show is going to own the libs again, they're just sadly mistaken. It's just going to show them how pathetic they are, because the ratings are they're going to help. Because of this, they're going to help the Super Bowl amass probably record number halftime viewership.
Kind of like they help Jimmy Kimmel and Don Lemon.
Yeah, exactly.
Them type of fumbles.
It's the Trump effect. Yeah, if you're on the opposite side of Trump,
Uh-huh.
It's like right now it's like your time. It's your era right now. You know.
Get in while you can, baby. Jump on in the pool.
Because Trump is a joke,
Yeah.
and the whole world is laughing at him, and more so they're laughing at the people who are following behind him because he is amassing the largest amount of wealth that he's probably ever even envisioned in his entire life off the
Mhm.
backs of a whole bunch of mindless, racist, brain cell deficient, puppets that are willing to do whatever he says. So, you know, but the day is going to come and there is going to be what they call what do they call it? There is going to be, it starts with a R,
A reckoning?
a reckoning.
Yeah. Right.
I think it's way.
But this one is just showing you guys how much Trump really loves his fan base, loves the MAGA people, that he emails them every so often just to make sure that they're still MAGA.
At least 3 times per week,
Yeah,
allegedly.
at least.
I think it's way past time for somebody to perform a wellness check on whoever it is that is writing the campaign fundraising emails for Donald Trump's Never Surrender PAC. Now, I talked recently about the campaign email, the one that said, "I'm sitting here alone in the war room fighting for you. The rest of the staff went home hours ago. It's just me, one dying laptop, and the 72-hour countdown clock to my first mid-month deadline of the year just rang." And then a couple days after that, they sent out another one that allegedly again was from Trump, and he's like, "I'm in the Oval Office, alone in the dark, and I'm thinking of you." Well, this week, they decided, whoever it is that's writing these emails, we're going to go a different route. Okay, we're going to drop the sexual innuendo, we're going to drop the creepy stalker vibes, and instead we're going to start threatening our own MAGA supporters if they haven't donated money to us. We're going to threaten to send ICE to hunt them down. Here is what this week's campaign email said. The subject line was, "Are you an illegal alien?" You open it up and it says, "Your file says you're a top MAGA patriot, but my records to my survey still say response pending. Don't tell me you're an illegal alien. That cannot be true. This is your final moment to prove me wrong. Please, are you a proud American citizen, or does ICE need to come and track you down?"
Huh?
Wow.
I think I preferred the creepiness. I think
Yeah.
Woo! Jesus.
Like, how do I get off this email list? Like,
unsubscribe, spam me there, report spam, or what
take
should I
me
do?
off. Yeah, because this is, what? No. The MAGA is getting threatened with ICE coming to their house if they do not donate. That's crazy.
So now, I told MAGA he was coming for him, but they didn't believe me. But
They like,
they better respond to this email, because this sounds like, allegedly, this sounds like a threat.
and get your bank accounts ready. Get your bank account information ready.
Right.
I preferred that imagery to this, "I'm going to threaten you with these murderous ICE agents that I've got roaming the streets. They're going to come track you down if you don't respond to a survey, if you don't give me $5. What's worse about this, of course, is that everybody in America knows what ICE is doing. And I'm not talking about deporting people and detaining people. I'm talking about killing people. So to me, this isn't just a threat of like, we're going to come and see if you're illegal. This is almost whoever is writing these emails trying to tell people, if you don't respond, ICE is going to come kill you.
That's how it sounds because, again, everybody knows what ICE is doing. We've all seen the videos, except the Republican members of Congress.
Well, we know that if they come to your house, they definitely gonna tear some shit up. If
Exactly.
nothing else.
If they don't tear you up.
If they don't tear you up. Or tear you up, tear something tear your house up, and hopefully you make it with your life, you know. So
Yeah. Make sure you definitely comply.
yeah.
Because that's the number one complaint from ICE, is that people are just not in compliance.
I wonder if they send them out there to the people's houses, are they gonna have like a square card reader or something with them to make sure that the people, like, you know, you.
No, child.
Yeah.
I think you putting too much into it.
Yeah.
'Cause they
Hey,
ain't
we need
said-
our money. We need our money.
Well, they said they can arrest anybody that they feel like is an immigrant. So if they feel like you're an immigrant, you fair game. They may knock on your door.
You looking real immigrant-ish.
Yes.
What is that,
And
German?
maggish. You look maggish and immigrant-ish.
You know, Scottish, South African, German, all those still places.
Well, you know, he was getting ready to try to start chasing the Haitians, and the Supreme Court shot that down.
Right.
They put it on ice for a minute.
A little bit of pun intended.
Right. No pun intended.
Who refuse to watch them. But this is not normal. Who is this person writing these emails and then hitting send? You've got problems. You need help. You need to be kind of removed from other people because you seem like you might be a danger to them. You might even be a danger to yourself. So I think it's time that somebody find out what little cretin psychopath is writing these emails and get them the mental health that they so clearly, desperately need to be receiving. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so.
Y'all heard what he said. Subscribe to our channel. But no, subscribe to his channel too.
Yeah, that's Fair and Balanced. So subscribe to the Fair and Balanced channel. And shout out to him and thank him for that footage.
And what's good, Alice? And I see Javar Ellis in the building. What's good, Javar? And go help us today. What's good? Full Metal. What's good? Mary J. All right. What's good, y'all? So, let's look at this concept of MAGA, because you know a lot of MAGA people want to claim to be Christians, but this guy says that they are in fact the Pharisees. So let's look at this clip and we'll talk about it throughout.
Okay, but I don't think they're gonna take that well.
I don't know,
Or
but
that rename there. I don't think they're gonna like that.
yeah. Well, if the glass slipper fit, you know, if it don't fit, then don't worry about it.
One of my kids today asked me a question. He said, Dad, what if Donald Trump ran for president in 28 against Donald Trump? Who would Republicans vote for? Donald Trump. 100% of them would vote for Donald Trump.
Damn.
These people are not Christians.
That's a deep statement.
A very deep, frightening statement.
Absolutely. If Trump versus Jesus was on the ballot, if you MAGA, who you voting for? If you in the building and you MAGA, who you voting for?
We should put up a poll.
I know. Let me see.
Because I'm very curious to know which one would they vote for?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and work on that while we continue to watch what he's saying, because it's already deep.
They are devoid of morality, decency, compassion, kindness, empathy. The racist podcaster said that empathy was weakness, and you cheered it on, didn't they? Didn't Jesus talk about compassion and empathy and kindness and mercy? Where is that? It's cruelty. It's meanness. It's judgment. When you look on social media, who are the nastiest people that you see? What's in their bio? A cross, of course, and bald eagles and flags and John 3:16 and God first. They run around saying that I'm so pro-life. That's why I couldn't vote for the black woman.
Mm-hmm.
While at the same time saying that your religion told you that you had to vote for a rapist, a child molester, who bore false witness over 30,000 times while he was the president. And then you, in your Christianity, went to the Capitol on January 6th and beat police officers. And you put up gallows in the name of Jesus to hang Mike Pence. And you took a dump on Nancy Pelosi's desk. You drugged the cops down the steps. 5 officers died. When these same people don't like what somebody has to say on social media, when they don't like the results of an election, what happens? They make death threats. They threaten the lives of senators and congressmen because it's in the name of Jesus. Martin Luther King was a great man of faith. He was an exemplary example of what it is to be a Christian. He just wanted to be equal to a white man. And you know what the Christians did? You know, the Christian KKK that were the police officers, they put him in solitary confinement again and again and again. And Christians put bombs on his porch with his family home. Did he, after being mistreated, go out and storm the Capitol or commit violence? No. How about Rosa Parks? Did she commit violence? No.
She literally sat down, and they were violent against her for sitting down.
So, guys, this is our political / Black History moment also, because we've been trying to have some Black history in the show this month also. So,
yep, there you go. Look.
But you know, he's really preaching, and he's telling the God's honest truth. And I wonder how much hate mail, you know, how many comments, how much hate comments did he get? We know how many we get in our chat on a day, you know, anytime we do a show. So I can just imagine the hate that he's receiving for making this message on social media. And, you know, it's like they feel like that, you know, one side feel like they can say and do anything to anybody. But when you put that shoe on the other foot, they don't like it very much, you know, and you get attacked and you get threats just because you speak your mind.
And then they do the hateful stuff that they do under the guise of being a Christian.
Right.
And then you.
And so that's what makes it even worse.
Yeah. But I think they may want to go back and read the Bible again and read for themselves, because like he's saying, this is nothing that they're doing is God. Like, if anything, they're doing the same thing they're giving everybody else the same treatment that Jesus received before he went to the cross. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
John Lewis, another great man of faith, was.
Oh. Don't know what happened. Hold on.
Hey, Foxy, thank you for joining us today. I hope you feel better, sis. And we forgot to tell you guys, y'all pray for Foxy. She's not feeling well. Right now, she's been under the weather. And hello to you, Risk Bow. Thank you for joining us. Hello. Let me put my glass on. Mark Croft, thank you. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody, and happy hump day. And thank you everybody for being here. Hello to you, Oregon City Street. Thank you for being here too. AKA Sassy Sue.
All right.
You still trying to get it up?
The Capitol on January 6th and beat police officers. And you put up gallows in the name of Jesus to hang Mike Pence. And you took a dump on Nancy Pelosi's desk. You drugged the cops down the steps. 5 officers died. When these same people don't like what somebody has to say on social media, when they don't like the results of an election, what happens? They make death threats. They threaten the lives of senators and congressmen because it's in the name of Jesus. Martin Luther King was a great man of faith. He was an exemplar. No. John Lewis, another great man of faith, was beaten to death, by Christian police officers.
I apologize for the delay, everybody. But it looked like we're experiencing some technical difficulties. But basically, though, let me just say a little commentary on what he is still saying. But basically, though, these people are doing all of this in the name of Jesus. MAGA is, right, and they always want to throw up abortion. They always want to throw up Biden. They always have dog whistle words or code words that they use to describe the left, and all the left is trying to do is really do the things that Martin Luther King is saying. Everybody just really want to try to get along, right? Everybody have a job that they want to go to. Everybody have a life that they're just trying to live and pursue happiness as much as possible. And it seems like MAGA feel like that they're entitled to have a great prosperous life and have all the rules and regulations their way. But when it's time, for the Democrats to try to get their piece of the pie, it's like we're non-factors. Everybody else in America is non-factors, and not just Democrats, because independents or anybody that don't go along with the message, then you're a non-factor in MAGA's eyes. And so the entitlement that MAGA have is just astounding to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and the video stopped and noise happened, so I didn't know what was going on. So I was just really just kind of talking to the public about, MAGA and the way that they feel about everybody else.
Oh, I just got my package. My bad.
Yeah, we're a dog and everything. The video stopped when you left.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
so but it's all good though. I was just
right.
talking to the audience, so we do what we do.
Just to be wanting to vote like a white man. Did he turn to violence? No. And yet you people walk around because you've memorized the Bible that somehow that makes you okay. You know who else knows the Bible? Satan.
Hello.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
Hello.
Hitler.
Hello.
Many mass murderers. Timothy McVeigh was a Christian. You're not Christians. Faith without works is dead.
Tell them
The
again.
original MAGA version of Christianity murdered Jesus in the name of God because Jesus wouldn't conform to their religious ideology, to their worldview of what the Bible meant. It's true.
Right.
And who did those people pick? When they were given a chance to pick Jesus to release or Barabbas, the person who murdered Christians, who was an anarchist, an insurrectionist, who laughed about it, who did the MAGA Christians choose? That's right, they gave Jesus the middle finger. We don't want empathy. We don't want this radical left socialist who talks about compassion and kindness.
Ew.
That's who these people that cosplay as Christians are. And it's time that we call them for what they are, modern day Pharisees. How many of these people go to churches and say, oh, call out the sin of being gay? When is the last time you saw these people denounce the sin of raping women and molesting little girls? And lying
right now
1,000 times and cheating on all three of his wives, because the Bible that I read says that marriage is between one man and one woman. How about when he insulted women and calls them fat and ugly? What does God say about that? How about refusing to rent to black people? What does God say about that, evangelicals? Because you're sure quiet, just like the people that crucified Jesus. Only if it fits into your religion. Now
let's be very clear. They let Jesus get crucified. Watch
they
take the
did.
damn cross all the way up to the damn hill and get nailed and everything. So, you know, you people
Right.
trying to cosplay as like y'all so Christian and religious and y'all believe in God, we can see right through that shit. It's a lie.
Mm-hmm. And let's go back to Jesus. They actually went to the cross with him and watched him get hung.
Yeah.
Like it was a whole KKK meeting.
Right. Right.
In the Bible. You know, so I guess that's the portion of the Bible that they, you know, that they revere and can relate to, and you know,
right.
want to
That's the
live their
portion of
lives
the
by.
Bible that they exactly.
That's the portion that they worship.
Uh-huh.
The part where the audience was watching Jesus get hung up on the cross.
Yeah, they like being the audience. They
the
like,
audience. Yeah.
uh-huh.
Like they were on January 6th.
Right.
They
Watch
was
it
gonna
from
watch. Listen. They was gonna actually watch Mike Pence get strung up on that rope. They was gonna actually take him and put him up on that rope if they could have got to
loved
him.
it. They would have loved it.
Well, Trump said he deserved it.
And these the Christians.
He said that he didn't want to follow the law and he didn't want to do what he told him to do, which was subvert the election and
maybe that's what they should be,
and not certify the votes, because you know the vice president has to certify the votes, you know, before it's legitimate. And so, you know, Congress count the votes, the vice president certify the votes, and then, you know, it's official. And so that's what January 6th was all about. January 6th was trying to stop them from certifying the votes. And the reason why Mike Pence, they had his head on a swivel, is because he's the one who has to sign off after the House signed it off. Mike Pence has to do the final sign off to make it legitimate. So that's what they were trying to stop on January 6th.
Trying to stop him from doing the sign off.
Stop him from signing over for the new president to be able to come in and take over the presidency.
Right.
So it kind of sounds like an alleged insurrection to me, but I'll go.
It is an insurrection. That's what that is what an insurrection is.
Literally.
And then on top of that, you know, it's very cultish. These people are willing to subvert the Constitution and the voting system that we have been using for decades just to have one man get in office. How sick and demented is that?
Yeah, and
The
like Alice,
one man, like, how is this one man so damn powerful in
yeah,
all these people's lives that they say fuck the Constitution and the law and people's rights and humanity for other people and empathy? Like, it's, I don't care what type of values I have to compromise. We are going to do whatever it takes to get this one man in office. What
like
kind of sick,
nationalize the election.
right? And these people will be willing to do that stuff. They'll be willing to give up
Right.
all of their free rights
To stay in power.
Y'all are some sick individuals. And if anybody needs to be deported out of this damn country, it's every last one of these maggots that is roaming around here. That's the reason why we having to deal with this stuff right now. Oh, I ain't mean to do that.
One of my
Look.
kids today asked me,
Where we at? About halfway through?
Yeah, about halfway finished. And Alice said he
Who
would
were the most qualified black
if it would have
woman?
been
I'm curious.
Kamala.
You say what?
Alice said he would have pooped his pants if Kamala would have decided not to certify the votes.
Man, he does that on a daily,
Well,
hourly basis.
Well,
really.
when Joe Biden left office, right, Kamala Harris had to certify those votes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what she's saying, because that's what he was trying to get Mike Pence not to do, to certify the vote. So if Kamala
Right.
Harris would have took up that same position and say, well, I'm not going to certify the vote so that President Trump can be the president, and that's what she's saying, he would have had a fit.
Right. I mean, they would have called all types of
National Guards, the
right.
Army, the Navy, everybody would have been at the White House that day, baby.
But yeah, as far as pooping his pants, yeah, he does that about 3-4 times a day.
Phrasing. And that's exactly what they did in the last election.
Allegedly.
Every piece of cruelty, demonization, judgment, it's all in the name of Jesus. But you can't vote for Pete Buttigieg because it's against the will of God. But if you rape women, who am I to judge? His little orange ear. Oh, it was divine. Who am I to question God? So God stood by during the Holocaust, during Jim Crow, during slavery, during lynchings, during all the mass shootings, George Floyd, Martin Luther King. God just stood up there. But the man that molests little girls and rapes women, he comes down and saves his ear. This is the delusion of these people. Because
I mean, really.
Do make sense.
he the savior then. I mean, if all that to happen to everybody else and he was the one person to make it.
Right. That's who God chose, they said.
Yeah. Too bad they made sure they got every angle of it too, right? They knew God was gonna choose that moment, huh?
Yeah, they knew that.
Everybody had their premonition that worked with him that was gonna be the exact moment that God was gonna choose for him to be a martyr. So, they was positioning the people with the cameras and everything. Make sure you get, so.
Mm-hmm. Then he stands up and give him a power to the people fist
Yeah. They were ready for the guy to give him this moment.
As long as it fits into their worldview, their white, straight Jesus Christianity, it doesn't matter if it's moral. It doesn't matter if it's right. They say that this is a Christian nation. Make America great again. What year? Slavery? White people would go to church and, pray Jesus and cosplay as Christians, and they would come out and take pictures. Oh, look, there's a black person hanging from the tree, in this Christian nation. That's their version of Christianity.
Cruelty.
Jim Crow, segregations in this Christian nation.
White supremacy.
For the first 100+ years, black people weren't even considered citizens. How many of these evangelicals keep saying the Second Amendment is a God-given right? Where? What Bible are you people reading that the Second Amendment is a God-given right? Where did Jesus sign the Constitution? But to them, they don't have a frontal lobe that's been fully developed. They lack critical thinking because they're idiots.
Damn.
They buy into American exceptionalism, that we're the best. They don't want to hear about slavery and lynchings and Jim Crow and the murder of Native Americans. They want to hear about white America because it's a great white Christian America. It's a lie.
Thank you, sir.
Never be a Christian nation. And I say that as a person of faith. People should live their life, whatever makes them happy.
I agree with that.
And so many of you are watching what's happening in this country with your crosses and your Bibles and watching U.S. citizens get murdered. You watch 40,000 plus people die from gun violence every year. Women are dying of sepsis because you took away their right as a woman. We have 14 million kids that go to school hungry. 2/3 of this country live paycheck to paycheck. 10 million people just lost their health care. And what are you worried about? Evangelicals? Oh no, there's a transgender out of 250,000 that are in sports. The worst thing, you're all gonna burn in hell.
I mean, he cooking, ain't he?
Baby, he cooking. He need to be up in the church house, baby.
Okay.
A traveling evangelist is what he need to be.
Absolutely,
because he is preaching.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I mean, people they talk about selective outrage. They are the most selectively outraged people that I have ever seen in life.
And the biggest crybabies. They so unhappy. They got everything that they want and they're still unhappy.
The biggest babies, the biggest victims.
Right.
You know, Mexicans are taking their job. I mean, what have any of the immigrants or anybody outside the United States that came here really did to any of these people to make them so hateful against them?
Came into the country.
That's it. That's all it takes.
Don't forget they contribute $5 trillion to the budget every year of this good old nation.
Well, all the people that Donald Trump done pardoned sucks that out of the damn economy, so that don't matter.
Yeah. So things gonna go up because all the immigrants going out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And
prices
we
are
still
gonna
got
go
all
up.
the scammers that just got released, all the fraud.
Because now you're gonna have quote unquote MAGA doing those immigrant jobs that Agent Orange told them that they took from them. So I expect them to go do those jobs that those immigrants had, and so that they can make up the loss in the economy.
Yeah,
like
they
building
take their ass out on them
houses.
damn farms and in them construction sites and and working out there on them freeways and shit like that. I hope y'all ready, MAGA, because we ain't signed up to do that.
Right.
We was okay with doing what we do.
Absolutely, but that's what they were told. Remember, immigrants are taking your health care, even though they're closing down health clinics. Immigrants are taking up all the Medicaid, even though they cut the funding. Immigrants is using up all the hospital space, even though they're shutting those down, and doctors are leaving in droves. The immigrants are taking away, like I said, the job. So I've already said that, but you let them tell it.
They're eating the cats and the dogs.
Yeah, they're eating cats and dogs, and they're committing crime, and they're murderers and rapists, and they're this and they're that. And whenever you see the news, it's always a Caucasian person. Most of the time, it's a Caucasian person that's doing mass murders. Like at schools and churches and things like that. That's doing
That's doing the mass.
Right now, Savannah Guthrie mother is missing. Somebody kidnapped her. We're gonna see who got her, who have her. And Savannah Guthrie is a NBC correspondent that does one of the morning shows on the news with Coda. And she's been on TV. She's been on the news for a long time. She started out at MSNBC, and then she went to the morning show, which is NBC. And her mom somebody kidnapped her mom, and her mom has been missing for 4 days. Now the news speculate that it's the brother-in-law that got her for
Oh
inheritance
Lord.
purposes.
Oh wow.
That's what they just reported on the news. So, once again, who committing all this crime in America? Because it don't look like the immigrants is committing a lot of crime to me.
Oh no, there's a tampon in the boys' bathroom. It's in the name of Jesus. We have to stop the degradation of this society. Oh no, DEI and CRT, God forbid we want black people to be equal to white people. You people have no idea what morality is. And that's what you see on the people, especially on the right. It's grievance. It just makes white people angry. And they hide behind traditional white family values because that's what it is. Because as long as you're white, you could rape women, molest children, be a felon, cheat on your wife, tax fraud, not rent to black people, have dinner with white supremacists. But hey, who am I to judge? And that's all you people do. You spend your entire life seeing the speck in everybody else's eye, while you have a redwood in your own. Why don't you go get
Not
your
a
own house in order,
redwood.
you Pharisees? And you are right about one thing. God did send Donald Trump here, but not for the reason that you think. To expose the moral rot within his church. You are the moral rot.
Damn.
Just like Jesus hardened the heart of Pharaoh. For his will, he is using Trump to show the church, the people, who the people of faith are. The people that love thy neighbors. And you know what I see right now? I see people across this country that are Christian, agnostic, atheist, gay, transgender, all across them, standing up for their neighbors in the streets in the snow. 7-degree weather, minus 5-degree weather.
You ain't lying.
Telling the
People are more
truth
Christian than
telling.
you. Because faith without works is dead. They care. They love thy neighbor as thyself.
Damn.
All you do is judge thy neighbor. You're a sinner. You're going to hell. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. But turn to Jesus or you're going to burn forever. You tell me, as you criticize Don Lemon for going into a church, what would Jesus do? Because the Jesus that I believe in, you're damn right he would have been in that church. And it's another example of your hypocrisy because you accepted the political violence on January 6th. While the rapist pardoned 1,500 convicted felons.
Bam.
Who beat police officers, many of them who pleaded guilty. That was totally fine with you. But Don Lemon going into a church.
Oh no, it's the worst thing in the world. And you want to know what
the worst cardinal sin you could ever do.
Put him under the jail, throw away the key. That's how sick these people are. And it's so cringy to watch black people jump in on this bandwagon to go against Don Lemon. Like, what is wrong with y'all?
It is, It's really maddening to watch anybody.
Really?
Black, white, green, purple, yellow, or blue go along with this bull crap.
Right. Right.
So, up until this time frame, when the presidency used to mean you had decency, you had morals, you had ethics, you had values, and now, and even if you didn't have them, you act like you had them until you left office.
But the thing I don't like is that, white people, one thing about this white supremacy movement, they will give themselves passes to be the most vile and, despicable, disgusting people to other people. But, for us, we can't just kind of, okay, well, if a black person did do that, we won't highlight it. We'll let somebody else highlight it. You know what I mean? Even if you share the same value or view. I feel like we just are such big traitors to our own community. A lot of us, just to get a little clout.
Yeah.
So it's
And
just
some
sad.
favoritism, and just to say you're on the winning team.
Right.
But
That you think is the winning team.
right. But one of our subscribers said that Jamal Bryant wants to know where the charges for the white man who came into the New Birth Church and interrupted service, because he had an episode himself with a white man coming to his church a couple months ago.
Yeah, there's another video surfacing of another white activist woman who wasn't even, I mean, she was the one that was interrupting. You know, it wasn't like she was filming someone else interrupting. She was the one that was literally interrupting a Christian church. It wasn't a black church, it was
Mm-hmm.
just a church. Why
Mm-hmm.
wasn't she prosecuted? And, you know, why didn't y'all? But she was,
Ostracized.
right, but she was a right wing, you know, trying to talk about, you know, I guess there was homosexuality in the church or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, that they didn't care about that. They praised her, you know.
And Pam Bundy said anybody that does anything to the churches, she was coming after them.
No, that's a lie. Anybody that does anything to the white churches, you know, that's what she means.
Well, she did make the statement right after she arrested Don Lemon.
Yeah.
You know, she went on Fox News and made that, you know, statement trying to look all.
You can go into all the Black Baptist churches you want now. You know, if you feel like you just want to disrupt service, you know, have at it. But the minute you touch
MAGA church, one of
the
the
FBI,
yeah,
the entire they bringing the whole fleet.
And she said she was bringing the fleet, baby.
Yeah, yeah. So
victim of something. White grievance. I'm the victim. I'm the victim. I'm the victim. Aren't you supposed to love thy enemy? As if to heap hot coals on their head, to love people with kindness. So you tell me, how could you say, I hate the Democrats and I love Jesus at the same time? How could you live in light and darkness? How can you go to church on Sunday with F Joe Biden and Joe in the whole bumper sticker?
Right.
And then sit in church and say, Jesus, Jesus, my God is an awesome God. I want you to think about that. When you people go to church next time and you pretend to be a Christian for 1 hour. Because ironically, I know atheists that are more Christ-like than you people. You and Satan are very similar. You both believe in God. You both weaponize scripture. You both know scripture, and neither one of you follow him.
Ooh.
Bam.
Have a good day.
And then he said, have a good day.
Now that's the way you end the guy. That's the way you end it. That's the way you end it. Cause
that part.
You know.
That part.
It's so funny. And, you know, you are free to believe in what you want to believe in. The only thing that I ask is that you not try to push that stuff on me and give me the freedom to believe in what I want to believe in.
Right. You know, why everybody just can't, you know, can we just all get along and do what we want to do? And no one cares if you want to, you know, believe that propaganda.
Now, if you decide to have a church and you are the director of ICE, I mean, you put yourself in a very precarious situation because you know how people feel about what ICE is doing. I mean, it's the same sentiment that you should have for what the you know.
But I always was under the impression that the church and the state
should be separate.
Was separate.
Absolutely, it should definitely be
separate and not equal.
And that's the reason why I was even I was going to highlight this comment that says, as a Christian, I cannot vote Democrat. And the thing is, I think you should be able to separate the two because they're not the same. Being a part of the Democratic Party or a part of the Republican Party has nothing to do with anybody's Christian values. In fact, I believe Republicans are more about capitalism, limited government. You know, those are the things that
small budget. Which our budget is right now. The deficit is $39 trillion.
Right.
Yeah, it's $89 trillion. But I guess that's a small budget. to MAGA.
No, it's not. But this is the this the new Republican Party. Whatever
Oh,
Trump's
okay.
new values are, this is what they're adopting now. So
Gotcha.
yeah. They're no longer the party of responsibility and picking your bootstraps up from picking yourself up from your bootstraps and
And go out there and
limited
make an
government.
honest day's work.
Right. Now they're like about the billionaires, the tech billionaires, bringing in tech and outside influences to help run the government. They love the influence from other countries that we have now.
Hmm.
This is what they like now. They love the fact that, Trump can pretty much bribe have people bribe him into giving them, you know, pardons and stuff.
Hmm.
He loves the fact that they threaten other countries that we've built alliances with, and to
And
get
turn
it.
up the relationship. The
Yeah.
relationships are just about dissipated now. Other countries just don't even really want to deal with us anymore.
Yeah, these are the Christian values that the MAGA party hold now, tearing
I,
everything up and
I
starting
wonder
chaos.
if their agenda is, because they did say American first, but I think they probably mean America only.
Yeah, like isolate us from
Yeah,
everybody.
isolate us from everybody. Like it's like they're trying to take they want to be like North Korea because I did see where Trump was idolizing Kim Jong Un and he said you see how those people get up and stand up
That's
and
how I want my
respect
people to
him.
be.
Yeah, he said that's what I really want my people. First of all, we not your people.
That part. And that's the chilling part right there, because he
The
really do
killing part,
think,
yeah, that's what got me was my people,
yeah, he think that we are,
his
he,
people.
yep, his minions.
You're right.
Well, again, like I said, Trump is widely unpopular, and a lot of the stuff he's doing is considered to be extremely illegal. And once he's out of office, he will again have a reckoning, and everybody that's associated with him will also have their day in court. And who knows, since everybody's making up rules now, maybe we'll go back and wanting to go back to when things were great again. Maybe we'll
Right.
go back to a time where when we prosecute all of these people committing treason against the United States of America, maybe we can have them all lined up, and you guys can imagine the rest and do it publicly. Maybe we should go back to that. But uh, the Supreme Court approves California's new maps. So here's another loss for the MAGA maggots who thought that they were winning so much,
Hmm.
but apparently it looks like the redistricting in Texas is backfiring.
Yeah, Texas just Texas just sent a Democrat to Congress.
Right.
Texas just
Added one to the Senate.
sent another Democrat to the Senate. And so it sounds like the fever,
Yeah.
is catching fire.
And now the Supreme Court approved California's redistricting maps. So let's just look at this clip and we'll talk about it.
All new here at 4:30, the Supreme Court has now cleared the way for California to go ahead and use a new voting map that was backed by Democrats and endorsed by voters in that state. The Trump administration had claimed one of the districts was redrawn based on race instead of politics, but the High Court has sided with the state now without any noted dissents in today's ruling. California's redistricting, which favors Democrats, came after a similar move here in Texas that benefited Republicans. California's new map puts 5 GOP seats into play for Democrats and was approved by 2/3 of that state's voters in a referendum.
Well.
But did you hear the parallel though? In California, they're doing it and they're being racist.
Right. The
But in
voters, I guess,
Texas,
are being racist because the
yeah,
voters
the voters
actually the
voted
one.
it in. Voted it in.
Right.
But when Texas do it, then it's a celebration. It's the right thing to do.
It's because of Republican strategy. It has
Right.
nothing to do with race. This is all just for,
But they did it based on race. Republicans did in Texas.
exactly based on race. So to the point where didn't they actually have didn't they was
One of
it
the
there?
judges did strike it down, but then
But it's still
they took it to the appellate court, and then
they
then the
were able
Supreme
to.
Court, and then you know how it goes.
It still went
You
through.
know they
Okay.
got their buddies in places, so they
Yeah.
can win. As the
Right.
Democrats do too. So I'm not gonna just
But
say that side, but they definitely use their judges more than we use ours. Let me just throw that out there.
but the election that's the first. I mean, these two elections still did not end up in their favor. So it doesn't look like it's going to help very much anyway. So
No, no.
not at
Because
all.
it's a law, it's something that they voted on. It was on the ballot. And so when the people voted in, not the 9 times out of 10, the Supreme Court is not going to strike that down. They can't strike that down, which they've been doing a lot of things that they don't, do. But the Supreme Court is not. I don't even want to just talk about it, because I don't want to be, because you can't be 100% technically right if you're not a lawyer when you're talking about the Supreme Court. So
Hmm.
let's just say this: the Supreme Court has made a lot of unprecedented laws since Trump has been in office. One is making him a king and saying that
Right.
he has
Yes.
immunity while
Right.
he's in the capacity of the job, quote unquote. So
Yeah, this is all for an agenda that they are trying to move forward. We all know that. I mean, you would be dumb to believe that that's a conspiracy theory at this point.
right.
So we all know Project 2025 is in effect. But let's look at the fact that now something that's even more chilling, that's even more telling, that is even I mean, this takes us from outside of this stuff being conspiratory because he is actually saying this stuff out of his mouth that he wants to nationalize elections. And like I said, these are just him setting up all the options possible to make sure that he can have his way during the midterms and during the next election. So
is that legal to nationalize elections from the presidency? I thought the president didn't have anything to do with the elections. I thought that
yeah,
was a separate entity.
no, if he wants to find a way to make the American people really believe that the election system is rigged and is a fraud, then this is the way to go about it.
Oh,
And
because I thought the elections were in the states. I didn't think that was in the president's
yeah,
purview.
each states have the constitutional right to be able to set
Yeah,
up
do
their
what they need to do.
right.
Hmm.
But this, like I said, is not going to do anything but instill even more um
Pushback.
doubt in the American people that they can trust the
Hmm.
election system. And he's the one that started putting the doubt in people's heads. So you would think he would
Yeah.
be the one to try to fix the system, not corrupt it if it is corrupted even more. And that's exactly what he's trying to do. So we're gonna watch this.
Well, hold on one second, Paul. We're gonna let you stay in our chat, but what you're not gonna do is put defensive words in our chat this way. So I'm gonna take your comment now, give you an
What is that?
opportunity. Huh? What it
What he
say?
say?
I'll put it up on the screen.
That could be yeah, that could be legal with the vote passing. As a man of color who voted for President Trump twice, he is my wow.
And that's fine that he your man and all of that, but all we ask is that you put your thoughts and opinions in the chat, but do it, within the YouTube guidelines, and don't attack each other in the chat, and don't attack the panel. But whatever you think, you can put that in the chat as far as the comments and the commentary.
All right, y'all. So let's talk about it's always us. But
No, it's not in this situation. That's not true.
yeah, that's true. But he said he was a person of color, so I don't know what color
Yeah, yeah,
he is. I don't know what
yeah.
you never
Right.
know what's hiding behind these keyboard warriors.
Hmm.
But Trump nationalizing the elections, guys, is definitely a significant shift in how we do things in America in general. So let's look at this clip and we'll talk about it as we're reviewing it.
All right, they're openly talking about rigging the primaries right now. They are priming the public. They're going to use ICE. They're going to use warrants and subpoenas to go in and get all the ballots, to get every evidence that Democrats won. They're focused on blue states because they know that our turnout is going to be so big. But listener, it has to be too big to rig, because they are going to do everything in their power to cheat. Listen to Steve Bannon.
Damn right. We're going to have ICE surround the polls come November. We're not going to sit here and allow you to steal the country again. And you can whine and cry and throw your toys out of the pram all you want, but we will never again allow an election to be stolen.
Pops.
Okay. You've been saying this from the jump. ICE is going to put outside voting booths or whatever by Steve Bannon's own admission, and he's going to intimidate people not to come. People are going to have to say, do I really want to go cross ICE because they might murder me? That's what they're setting us up for. And you saw it way before me. But here's the thing. I listened to Steve Bannon say that. And I think, and we're still talking about whether we're going to fund ICE or not. Because if you look back at Steve Bannon and Donald Trump before the 2020 election, well, I mean,
and before she finishes, yeah, that's definitely a good question, because I mean, are we going to really pay these people to stand outside of voter booths or voter facilities, intimidating American citizens that are going there to vote? Like, that is outrageous that we would try to, give these people more money so that they can intimidate the American voting public.
Yeah. Now, right now, when you go to the voter polls, you're not even supposed to wear any propaganda. Like, whoever your candidate is, you can't have anything political on. But you're going to have the ICE agents there. So
Right.
make that make sense. And so I guess the states would have to get the National Guard in, if that's the case.
Right. So this is what I'm saying. Is this really Christianity though? Is this the work of the Lord trying to put your own law enforcement against the people that they are sworn to protect and serve, and the people that pay their salaries?
Not the Lord that I learned about, not the Christianity that I grew up on. And so I'm like Pomps though, are we gonna really fund this for them to attack us at the polls? So Congress got some. I already know the Republicans will vote for it, and they're fighting to vote for it. And Mike Johnson, which is the Speaker of the House today, said that it's okay for people to nationalize voting. So, they're trying to groom us right now. But it's a brutal grooming when you're taking people out. But
Right.
if that's the message that you're trying to give, I understand why everything is happening the way that it's happening. If this the direction that they're going to try to go, and Steve Bannon said it out of his own mouth, we will have ICE at the voter polls. So I don't know. I know it's not the Christian way, but I also know it's not the American way, and Congress can stop it if they want to. They don't have to give them any more funding. And speaking of funding, I don't want to make it too long, but I heard ICE wasn't even paying people. People are complaining about getting their paychecks from ICE.
Probably the colored ones.
Well, I just know this much: when you promise people, when people work, they want their paycheck, or else they're not gonna work. So,
But you know how they love to be funny and they got some sick twisted ways that they operate. So they'll probably hire a Hispanic person, and put them on duty to do the most heinous things to their own people,
mm-hmm,
and then not pay them,
mm-hmm.
and then fire them, and then go
Yeah.
pick them up.
Hey, you got a whole scenario going on, don't you?
Right.
You say and. Hey, Marjan, thank you for joining us tonight. But, listen, I don't put it past them. I do not put it past them. At this point, nothing will surprise me that comes out this administration at this point, because it's like, we got the Godfather in charge. So anything go at this point.
Absolutely.
I'll certify the votes if it's not stolen. They were floating the stolen idea a year in advance. This should be a 5-alarm fire across every single Democratic politician's desk. They have to stop this. He is saying the quiet part out loud. They do not want to ever be taken out of power. They started with gerrymandering. They started with all these tricks to try to do it. And now they realize he's so fucking unpopular. He is not going to get reelected, and then he's going to get impeached, and everything he's done is going to be taken back. So what do we have to do? We have to keep the people from the booths. How are we going to do that? We're going to do it with Kristi Noem. And if you are not up to speed on this, because I was late to the party, but if you're not up to speed on this as a Democratic leader, it's mouth fucking practice. It's malfeasance.
Completely agree. And I also want to point out that Steve Bannon was very good friends with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes.
He is the biggest pedophile protector. I don't know. I haven't seen any evidence that he participated in.
So Steve Bannon is a good friends with Epstein. Trump was good friends with Epstein. Who's that other guy? I mean, there's so many people that's in the damn
Yeah,
Epstein
which
file.
one?
The whole damn administration in the damn Epstein
Definitely the
file.
cabinet, the presidency, the cabinet, the aides, the friends, Pam Bundy. Who ain't in Epstein purview other than Obama and Sleepy Joe? Now, them the two names I haven't heard. They talk about all of this. How much Obama was gonna be a stain on the country, and he was gonna tear the country down and treat the white people like slaves, and take all the jobs and make poor foreign decisions. And it was a lot of complaints they had about Obama, but one complaint they have not had yet about Obama and old Sleepy Joe is that they're in these Epstein files, and they was in the Epstein Island. That's two names that's not on the list.
Two. Is Kamala in there?
I haven't heard Kamala name in there.
Okay.
Haven't heard Jill Biden name ain't in there.
Michelle Obama, is she in there?
Michelle Obama name not in there.
Oh, okay.
Doug name not in there, which is Kamala's husband. None of these nice, good Democrats. Important, powerful Democrats. Ain't none of them. Ain't none of their names on.
In the Trump-Stein files.
In the Trump-Stein files. Jasmine Crockett. I ain't heard her name. AOC. All the villains. Nancy Pelosi.
Right.
None of them is in the Epstein files.
They were big buddies collaborating on how to cheat, on how to be obsequious to Vladimir Putin, on how to destroy democracy and install Trump. And so the only thing these people know how to do is cheat, sending masked ICE agents to harass citizens is voter suppression. It is cheating, and our country has a history of it. And our country ignores it all the time. If you look at how much more difficult it is right now, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, to go vote in a Black neighborhood than in a white neighborhood, a lot of the problems we have right now is because we didn't make this country fair for our Black and brown brothers and sisters that worked for free, were abused, were murdered. And now, secondhand citizens, when I go vote in my all-white neighborhood, piece of cake, easy breezy, go right through. Black neighborhoods, it's quite different. And they've even passed laws in Atlanta to where you can't hand a bottle of water to somebody in a voting line. And so now they've escalated.
That part.
We haven't ever fixed that.
And not on Sunday. Souls to the polls gone.
Will allow this type of voter suppression to go on crack cocaine. They are ready to take it to with these people, they get a hit of an abuse, then they want to escalate. And then another hit of an abuse, and they want to escalate and they want to escalate. And now we're at the, climax of this. And here's Trump in one of his humiliation exercises with all of these Republicans who are pedophile collaborators and fascist collaborators standing around him in the Oval Office. How insecure do you have to be to have 25 people standing behind you? But listen to this.
What exactly did you mean when you said that you should nationalize elections, and which 15 states are you talking about?
I want to see elections be honest. And if a state can't run an election, I think the people behind me should do something about it. Because, if you think about it, a state is an agent for the federal government in elections. I don't know why the federal government doesn't do them anyway. But when you see some of these states about how horribly they run their elections, what a disgrace it is, I think the federal government, when you see crooked elections, and we had plenty of them, and by the way, we had them last time, but go to 2020.
As 3 run-on sentences
coming out, rigged, crooked elections. If we have areas, take a look at Detroit. Take a look at Pennsylvania. Take a look at Philadelphia. You go take a look at Atlanta. Look at some of the places that.
Okay, I want to stop right here, Kylie.
You see, you're trying to go all the black places.
Where the black people are.
Detroit, Philadelphia, Atlanta. His base is primed to think of those cities as black cities. That is how they are primed, because this political party, the Republican cult, has done a really good job falsely propagandizing blue cities to scare all of the white people that live in suburban America in their little cookie cutter, unoriginal homes with zero culture. Zero. But they sit around and watch Fox News all the time. When they hear those cities, that is code for N-words live there. That's how they hear it. And I know that's graphic, but you guys, I'm telling you, people in the South, people in flyover states, that's what they hear from him. This is racial signaling that you cannot let these N-words cheat. That is the way these people hear it. He is feeding racism. And then with the tape before that, we know that Steve Bannon, he's talking about they want these black and brown people terrified because Trump does best with white people. And so make no mistake about it, the targeted racism on election day, and already right now, that was targeted racism from behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office. And I'm going to tell you all something that you live on the East and West Coast that you better understand. In flyover states and in the South, people use the N-word in front of their grandchildren, in front of their families, without a thought in the world. The racism.
And see, it's funny because she did get the same message across that other guy was trying to get the message, but I do think that if she would have said the word, it would have made it, even more jarring, and people would have been taking a little bit more, like
taking offense to one word versus the entire message. But she's definitely giving up the game, letting everyone know what the intentions are, and just showing America, this is the road that we're going down. And so, if you want to go along with it, then go along with it. But it is what it is, and she's telling the truth.
What she's saying is the stuff that these people, these evangelical Christians and white nationalists and all these people that claim to be about Jesus and all this, she's saying what these people how these people talk behind closed doors and to their own kids, and how they're indoctrinating these kids and basically grooming these kids to be the same type of racist, bigoted, small-minded, disgusting pieces of shit that they are.
And they teach it in their churches also. So that's why a lot of MAGA people believe that also, because this is taught in their church too.
Is prevalent, it is there, and they have had everything in their lives handed to them, these people, everything. They have the executive branch, they have the Senate, they have the House, they have the Supreme Court. They've made a shit ton of money, and they're still fucking mad at Black people. Do you want to know why? Because it is a hatred and a brokenness in their heart that this man feeds. And this man happens to not just be the architect of all of this. There are darker, more nefarious forces behind him that have desires to tear down democracy. Peter Thiel, Elon Musk. And they feel like they're successful here, that they've already turned their sights to Europe. That's why you hear J.D. Vance say such provocative things about the European Union. And PBS is reporting the following. The latest tranche of files related to Jeffrey Epstein reveal new details about the extent to which key members of President Donald Trump's inner circle were interacting with Epstein for years after he was initially arrested and convicted on state prostitution charges.
They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. As long as they get what they want and have more money, they don't give a shit.
And yeah, I mean,
anybody and
proof is in the
everybody that
pudding.
stand up for this guy has been with Epstein.
The proof is in the pudding. And like Marjan said, you know who ain't in it? We ain't in it.
No, we're not in it. We're not
Okay.
in it. No. But it's just the hypocrisy for me. They feel like it's okay to associate with all of these people that's been in Epstein's island. We got these files with everybody in the files, and it's still all okay.
And it's so
Matter of fact,
funny.
Trump said we should stop talking about these files. Is what Trump said.
Well, this is the reason why it's okay for them, because this person saying this weirdo libtard woman is a lunatic. Like in their mind, that's them sounding intelligent. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
they think that saying stuff like that will make her look foolish and make them look like they're smart, and people should take what they're saying serious.
Well, they should give us a solution of what they think we should do, rather than to just attack.
Yeah, but they sound. If anyone sounds like a lunatic, this person sounds like a lunatic. That's what I'm gonna say. When I see a message like that, you're clearly a lunatic.
They don't give a shit about kids. I mean, Howard Lutnick's wife was serving her kids and other people's kids up to Epstein in an email. So to think that they give a shit about protecting children is laughable. They don't care because all they want is power. And Donald Trump has given them everything they wanted. No regulations, no oversight. All the criminal cases that that Elon Musk is being investigated for in France, that went away in the United States because he got the keys to the kingdom.
Hello, he got all the people to stop investigating him, whilst ended up on the Trumpstein files over 1,000 times. So
make sure you read the message on the screen.
I bet we find Obama in those files. If that's only if they are in the rest of the files, because they only release like 3 or 4 million files to us.
3 million, and we still got 3 million we're waiting on. But let me enlighten both of you guys.
And so far, guess who's not in the file?
Well, let me just enlighten you on a piece of information. If Obama or Biden was in those files, they would have been the first people that was on TV or on your social media feed. Obama is in the Epstein files.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't have to dig for it. You wouldn't have to search for it, because Bill Clinton was in them.
I was just about to say, you see how they found
They
Bill
claim
Clinton?
Bill Clinton. Yeah.
They
They don't
found
want to
Bill
say Trump was
Clinton,
in
and they
them.
released all the Bill Clinton pictures.
Yes. Obama would have been in the first batch of files. He would have been the first person on TV, on social media, and any and everywhere else that you get your news and information. And he would have been the first one that you knew that was on that island as soon as this fiasco started. trust me, he would have been the face of Epstein files. Not,
They,
it wouldn't be Agent Orange who's in there, you know.
they done found every person that they done found
Yeah,
Michael Jackson, Chris
right.
Tucker. They done found all
Diana
types of people.
Ross,
Diana Ross.
Naomi Campbell, Jay Z,
They done found all the people. Trust and believe.
Trust
If
me,
Obama was in the
yeah,
files,
he would have been the first one out. Trust me when I tell y'all that. So don't y'all worry about looking for Obama. He ain't in there.
Gave Peter Thiel all of our data. So why wouldn't we think that this is happening? Like, it's so obvious before our eyes. But I just wanted to bring up one thing. In the Epstein files, Steve Bannon and his big buddy Jeffrey were talking about how unhinged Trump was and that the 25th Amendment could have and should have been used in his first fucking term. So do not tell me that Steve Bannon gives a flying fuck about the United States of America, because he knew 8 to 10 years ago Trump was out of his fucking mind, and he didn't care because he got to still have power. He got to steal all the money from the Build the Wall Foundation, and then that went away. These people don't care about anything but themselves, full stop.
oh,
All right, listen.
all right. Well, I mean, I think that's pretty much sums up that clip. If you guys want to see the rest of it, you guys can go check iHip Radio or iHip Podcast or iHip channel on YouTube. They're very funny. So if you don't even like liberals, you might like them because of the way they talk.
Mhm.
They talk very conservative, MAGA-ish. 'Cause,
Well, that's
you
because
MAGAs
one
have
of them,
a foul mouth.
live in Oklahoma, so she in that country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so let's look at some of these comments before we get to the next clip.
Oh Lord.
Let's see here. Who's gonna be the lucky person?
The highlight of the show.
Obama is related to all the presidents, literally cousins. Is that a good or a bad thing? Obama is going to jail for Russia, Russia, Russia. It's so stupid.
Right. And it's Trump, right?
I'm trying to sound as ridiculous as you guys sound. Oh, well.
Okay.
We know Obama is not in the files because it's about girls and not boys. Obama likes boys and he's gay Muslim. Well, there's a lot of boys in the files too. I think some boys
Yeah.
that came out talking about their abuse that they experienced.
Lots and lots of boys. It's a matter of fact, it's an email saying that boys are hard to get. Is it not? In the first batch of emails. So yeah, there definitely was boys in the Epstein files.
Obama would have been elected president because they would have dug that up. Okay, yeah, exactly. They would have definitely dug that up.
Absolutely, Alice. Absolutely.
You black people love your Obama.
We do. Just like
Obama
you
was
love-
in Diddy files.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if he was, nobody talked about it.
Yeah.
So he must just been invited over for some tea or something. Cause no
Old
one-
Barack and Big Mike Michelle Obama killed their chef.
Yeah, so even if he was in a deed files, nobody talked about it. So apparently he wasn't guilty of nothing but other than meeting him.
Yeah, if that is the case, so
If that's the case, yeah. Right.
well, there was a protester that was roaming around Mar-a-Lago, and he was exercising his Second Amendment right. And because he got caught hiding in some bushes,
Yeah.
he is now serving life in prison.
What? Life in prison.
Life. So
Wow.
let's look at this clip because
Did he?
again,
Well, hold on.
nobody's dead. No merchandise was taken. No
Nothing.
crime was actually committed. But the crime of being at the wrong place at the wrong time, I guess, will get
Child.
you life in prison. It's kind of
Wow.
like how black people black people used to have to deal with, huh?
Yeah, they introducing them to our world for real, for real. You
They
know,
introducing them to the world
slow,
of being
and it's
black.
at a very rapid pace. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. How you guys like being black so far?
Yeah, let us know. Put that in the chat because that's the way y'all getting treated.
Yeah, he ain't got no respect for y'all.
Welcome to our world, baby.
That man could have been trying to, get a picture that it big
Yeah.
Trump's biggest fan.
In Florida is a right to carry state, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Life in prison with no parole. That's the sentence handed down by a federal judge in Fort Pierce today for the man who tried to kill President Donald Trump at his West Palm Beach golf course. WPTV's Ethan Stein has followed this case from the beginning and details what happened in court.
A federal judge told the man convicted of trying to kill President Donald Trump the evil was within him, then sentenced him to life in prison, plus an extra 7 years for a gun offense. I watched Ryan Ruth give the judge a thumbs up when she read the sentence. Ruth asked the judge to put him in an assisted suicide unit because execution was unfortunately not an option. With shackles around his hands, legs, and body, U.S. Marshals stayed close to Ruth. At the trial in September, he tried to kill himself with a pen when the verdict was read. Ruth, who represented himself at trial, now has an attorney who argued he should only serve 27 years in prison. Prosecutors argued for life in prison without parole, saying Ruth's criminal history of more than 24 convictions showed his inability to adhere to society norms. Judge Eileen Cannon agreed, calling Ruth evil.
Oh, hell, no wonder.
His behavior and
Pause.
saying you are not a peaceful.
No wonder he got life in prison. Do you know who this is?
Who?
This is Judge Eileen Cannon, and she's the one who dismissed the classified documents. Remember, we were waiting on him to get convicted with the classified dockets, and she kept playing with Jack Smith with the court dates and writing all these crazy motions and making him come in with crazy motions. And she was making all type of crazy rules and regulations regarding the classified documents, where Agent Orange had stacks and stacks of boxes in his restroom of classified documents at home. And she's a judge that Trump, a federal judge that Trump appointed in his first administration. And she does his dirty work for him right here, right out in the open. Okay? Out in the open. So, anything he want, he go
Calling
to
him
her
an evil
and she gets it
man.
done.
What judge normally does that unless it's like something very heinous? They may say, out of all the years, this is the, you know how they do.
Right.
But
Yeah, she did. She said Jack Smith was illegally appointed because he was hired by Congress to look into the classified documents case with Trump. Well,
how is that
January
illegal?
6th, really January 6th and the classified documents is what he was investigating. Child.
Man, you are not a good man. I spoke with one of the Martin County deputies who helped capture Ruth, who sat in court and supports the sentence.
Everybody involved in this case played a crucial role, and everything worked the way it was supposed to, which is why we had the result we did today.
In new court filings, I found a letter sent to the judge by Ruth's sister.
Everything worked the way it was supposed to. Yeah, y'all was doing what y'all was supposed to do, playing y'all part to make sure that this happened.
And the man's supposed to get 27 years. I thought life was a long time for what they accused him of.
She says Ruth's father threw him out of his home when he was a teenager. We previously reported Ruth's mental health evaluation found he had mixed personality features. Today, Ruth tried reading a 30-page speech calling his sentence and the trial irrelevant. He said he failed his country while trying to create a better community. But the judge cut him off when he started talking about a number of unrelated topics like Ukraine, Gaza, and being part of a foreign prisoner exchange. I sat with Ruth's sister in the courtroom. She was stoic when the judge announced the sentencing. The defense attorney for Ryan Ruth says the family sort of expected this decision going into the hearing today. In Fort Pierce, Ethan Stein, WPTV News.
A few moments later.
So on the screen, we have a picture of all of the people that were mentioned in the Epstein files. Well, a majority of them. And I'm also going to read off a few names, okay? Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Prince Andrew, Tony Blair, Mohammed bin Salman, John Kerry, Ted Kennedy, Robert Kennedy Jr., Michael Bloomberg, Alan Dershowitz, I'm sorry,
Dershowitz.
don't know that name. Noam Chomsky, Ghislaine Maxwell, Andrew Cuomo, Larry Summers, Ed Barak, Les Wexner, Leon Black, Jean-Luc Brunel, Peter Mandelson, Lynn Rothschild, Abdullah Ben Zaid, Saad Hayri. I am butchering these names. Miguel Andrew
sure are.
Moritinos, Woody Allen, Leonardo DiCaprio, Kevin Spacey, Harvey Weinstein, Mick Jagger. I've been sitting on this video for a minute. I wanted to see if anyone was going to point out the obvious. The majority of the people on this list are white men. Can you imagine what it would be like if majority of those people were black? I mean, black fatigue would be trending again. This is the hypocrisy that I talk about, and this is why I make the videos I make. Whenever a white person, shoots up a school or something, they are quick to put them in a subgroup. It's never that they're white. It's now, oh, they on the right, they on the left, they're liberal, they're conservative. And the same thing just happened again. It's not a race thing. It's more of a class thing now. Oh, we need to do something about the rich. Oh, we need to do something about the elites. No, we need to do something about white men. Just looking back, y'all, the whole black fatigue trend started because I really want to say Carnival Cruise. A lot of people were mad that black people were having fun. So that ended up turning into hate. But now we have a situation like this where sick ass white men, white women, whatever, are on the island doing shit to little children, other white children at that. Why aren't white men held accountable? Why isn't the actions of these few people on this island responsible for the whole race? Because when it's flipped around, that's how it's done for black people. And it's just so funny because when I point these things,
Ain't it that the truth though?
Yeah. Nobody. Todd Blanche, and he's the Attorney General, the director of. No, he's the FBI director, I believe. But he said that they're not going to prosecute anybody else.
Yeah, he said
The case
that.
is closed, and they're not prosecuting anybody.
And it's crazy.
So they get away with everything that they've done on this island, scot free. Not even probation, not even go through the court system, not even have to hire a lawyer.
Not even an
To prove
investigation.
themselves innocent. Yeah.
Right.
And FBI they've been investigating this since the 90s. And it's real weird. No one has ever been arrested for anything other than Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
And Epstein got away with it until 2015, per se, or 16 or something like that, when the FBI started investigating him. And then remember in 2019, they put him in jail, put him in prison.
Well, he's saying some legit stuff right now, so let's listen to him and what he's about to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Folks call me racist. They say I'm this, they say I'm that, but I just do the same thing they do. You know the crazy thing, bro? All of this is going to get swept under the rug. In a few months, everyone's gonna forget about this. Black person's gonna do something stupid, and it's gonna stand for the whole race. And black fatigue gonna be trending again. I'm telling you. The same thing with the whole Nick Fuentes and Clavicular when they all got together singing the Hail Hitler song. Did y'all see how fast them folks punished them? I mean, they got kicked out of every club. They was hopping online apologizing, because when you disrespect a lot of these other groups, there are consequences. You will be punished. But when you disrespect black people, oh, it ain't nothing. Okay, y'all on your own. You know what I'm saying? That's what I just be saying, man. As black people, we got to return the same type of energy. The same way they, you know what I'm saying, keep everything in house. They don't, the bar is hot for them. With us, a motherfucker do a dance, he invited to the cookout, bro. We got to stop that shit all 2026. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't moving like John Brown, you not get invited to the cookout. I'm sorry. And if you don't know who John Brown is, man, that is a white man who stood on business. He was out here killing slave masters. And you know what white people did to him? They killed him. They say he was less than white man because he was helping black people. That's what they do to the white people that speak out against injustices. You not white no more. I just be fed up. That's the reason I made this whole channel. Just this whole situation right here, y'all.
I'm going to say something about the Epstein files that a lot of y'all are not going to like. The only reason that the Epstein files has the power to topple the world is because a lot of y'all genuinely believe that the elite would never treat white people the way that white people collectively treated black people during slavery. Slavery wasn't black people being forced to work a job they didn't care about. It was people being forced to work until their muscles would fall off of their bones. Black people would be tortured for just funsies. They'd be medically experimented on with no kind of anesthesia. You know how throughout the South, even today, it seems like every other pastor and peepaw is touching on kids? Well, that is a cultural stay from when white people used to own black children. Do y'all honestly think that a master is going to wait until a slave turned 18 in order to assault them? It's better to break them in when they're young. But if it was really that bad, why weren't there more slave rebellions? There were slave rebellions throughout the South, constantly. The only reason why you only know about Nat Turner is so that way everybody can point and be like, oh my gosh, look at him, he's so crazy. He started killing these white people because he thought he had messages from God. Even after slavery ended, whenever a black person would be lynched.
Yeah, hold on. Let me tell y'all a fun fact about Nat Turner. When they caught that brother, man, they believed that he had powers. Like they thought this nigga was godly. He all godly, but they thought he was really divine. So when they caught him, after lynching and killing him, they cut him up and ate him because they thought that eating him would give them the powers that he had. And like I said, they used to eat us all the time, had cookbooks and all that type of shit. But Nat Turner was different because that brother was moving. He was like the Django, I think. So they ate him, thought that shit would get him powers. Yeah.
A lot of the times, the white people who did it would literally sever off some of their body parts and keep them as mementos. Black people would be skinned, and then their skin would be turned into human leather, so that way it could be used for leather goods, like coin purses or the binding of a book or a bag. There is not a single thing in those files that has not been done to black people before. The problem isn't that elites are doing those kinds of things. The problem is, bro, I thought us white people, I thought we were in this together. I thought we were a team, man. So keep in mind, as above, so below. The elites told non-elite white people, hey, here's a group of people who we deem as worthless and y'all can torture them and do whatever the hell you want with them. And they'll have like little to no recourse whatsoever. And white people collectively, we were like, cool. The trade-off is that the elites also got their own group of people that they could do whatever the hell they wanted to with little to no recourse. The problem is that group of people was you and me. It was pretty much anyone who wasn't part of the elite. White people collectively made a deal with the devil. Here's this group of people that you can violate and brutalize to your heart's content, and in exchange, we get your humanity. That's why white people are miserable and constantly in black people's business. That's why for pretty much at least the past 100 years, any kind of cultural artifact that's really stayed and stood the test of time has been from black people, often just with a white face on it. And that's why, by and large, white people were so disturbed whenever Renee Good was murdered, because we've seen that hundreds of times before, but that's supposed to happen to black people, not to us. And a lot of white people are acting so disturbed because now they're killing our neighbors, but you didn't particularly care whenever your neighbors were dying during the Black Lives Matter movement, now did you? But in the past couple of months, now a lot of white people are waking up to a really obvious reality, and that is black history has always been white America's future. For the past couple of months, white people are being forced to wake up to the obvious truth that there is no kind of solidarity or allegiance of whiteness across class lines. It's always been all of us are cattle to them. Like that's it. But all of this is why I wasn't surprised at all when
It's just that white people are the majority. So it bodes well for the elites to make sure that the white people are on their side. Now, if black people were the majority, then of course they would give black people free reign to do to the whites whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't about the race. It's all about what they can use you for. Like
Yeah, it's about the Benjamins, and it's always been about the Benjamins, and that's what they did. They made sure that the white people turned on, made sure that they kept the lower class white people and black people fighting with each other. Meanwhile, they're filling up their pockets, and they're doing the same thing today. It's not a new game. It's nothing new under the sun, and they've always done this. It's part of the game. Meanwhile, they stay richer and richer.
They get
and they're
rich off of it.
Yeah, they get rich off of it. Even like with social media. Look how that rabbit hole they took you down on your timeline the other day on your other
Exactly.
social media platform, because drama sells. And so as long as they can keep everybody fighting each other, everybody still, you're not going to pay attention to what they're doing, i.e. Epstein Island.
Right.
Okay. Because
They're
while we were
trying.
doing,
They
yeah,
trying.
while we were doing all of that, where was everybody at? Everybody was at Epstein
The
Island while we
elites
was in there.
was,
Huh?
yeah, that's where the elites was at.
Yeah, the elites was in the island doing whatever they wanted to do. Meanwhile, America's fighting each other over BS.
Right. We getting shot up in the damn streets while Trump
Yeah.
having parties in Mar-a-Lago with dog costumes and shit.
Yeah.
Like weird ass elite
Masquerade parties and
masquerade parties and shit. Like
yeah. buying crypto. You know,
But
people in America starving, can't really buy groceries, can't really afford a place to stay. And meanwhile, you know, he filling up his pockets with cryptocurrency.
yeah,
Him
yeah,
and his sons.
and him and his sons, they making plans on how they gonna rebuild Gaza,
Yeah,
and have Trump, all through Gaza, the new Gaza and shit.
building peace boards that you got to pay for.
They probably watching videos of people getting slaughtered while the people are in Gaza.
They are.
The new batch of
Oh, didn't mean to do that.
No, I'm done. Go ahead.
No,
So on the screen, we
I-
have a picture of all of the people.
young. But if it was really that bad, why weren't there more slave rebellions? There were slave rebellions throughout the South.
Oh yeah,
lynched.
hold on. Let me tell
A
y'all.
lot-
Fun.
Mementos. Black people would be skinned, and then their skin would be turned into human leather. Here's a group of people who we deem as worthless, and y'all can torture them and do whatever the hell you want with them. And they'll have like little to no recourse whatsoever. And white people collectively, we were like, cool. The trade-off is that the elites also got their own group of people that they could do whatever the hell they wanted to with little to no recourse. The problem is that group of people was you and me. It was pretty much anyone who wasn't part of the elite. White people collectively made a deal with the devil. Here's this group of people that you can violate and brutalize to your heart's content, and in exchange, we get your humanity. That's why white people are miserable and constantly in black people's business. That's why for pretty much at least the past 100 years, any kind of cultural artifact that's really stayed and stood the test of time has been from black people, often just with a white face on it. And that's why, by and large, white people were so disturbed whenever Renee Good was murdered, because we've seen that hundreds of times before, but that's supposed to happen to black people,
Literally.
not to us. And a lot of white people are acting so disturbed because now they're killing our neighbors, but you didn't particularly care whenever your neighbors were dying during the Black Lives Matter movement, now did you? But in the past couple of months, now a lot of white people are waking up to a really obvious reality, and that is Black history has always been white America's future. For the past couple of months, white people are being forced to wake up to the obvious truth that there is no kind of solidarity or allegiance of whiteness across class lines. It's always been all of us are cattle to them. Like that's it. But all of this is why I wasn't surprised at all when in the new batch of files that were just released, there was like an email or something where somebody said that they didn't want any of the children they were planning on doing things with to be black because, duh. Any white person could violate a black person and get away with it. That's just the way the world is. But to do all of the things that we did to black people onto other white people, that's power. Brutalizing black people just doesn't really fuel the ego for them in the way that hurting white people does. These people aren't in some way attracted to their victims. That's never the case with sexual assault. These people get off on the kind of power and rush they feel, the thrill of having violated
That makes sense.
something of value and then being able to get away with it. It's the same way that a lot of men will sexually harass or batter women doing notably better than them. It fuels their ego, like being able to violate her and get away with it. This has always been going on. We have always known that this has always been going on. The problem is you didn't think that you would be in this position whenever push came to shove. You thought it was just going to be the black people.
Hey man, y'all gotta do a deep dive into the files, bro. It gets so wicked. Anytime I really talk about stuff of that nature, YouTube or age restrict my.
Yeah, well, that was a very interesting take by that young lady.
Yeah, she have a very interesting opinion, don't she?
Mm-hmm.
Things
And I
that
mean,
make
the
you say, hmm.
that makes sense. I mean, we've been torturing and degrading black people for decades now, centuries. So that's no longer fun. Let's go take it to a different level. I don't know.
I don't either. But a very interesting opinion.
Nonetheless, y'all tell us what y'all think. And then also, before, I think this is one of our last clips, which is great because we're right on target for the time that we wanted to be online.
Great.
Absolutely. So y'all hit the like button also. Thank y'all for being in here, even if y'all don't agree We just truly appreciate the support. Independent journalism. That's right. We don't, we can hear all sides, even the ones that we don't like. All right, so let's look at this clip. It's talking about Besson. It's basically during the hearing where one of the guys who was interrogating Besson, basically they get into a little heated argument. So let's look at it.
Secretary Bassett, if I'm not mistaken, you were working in the financial service industry during the late 1980s, correct?
I was.
Thank you. And well, I'm wondering, do you recall or you're knowledgeable of the Keating 5 scandal back then?
Yes, sir. And I will point out that I was.
I don't want to.
No. I will point out that
limited time. I have limited time.
The gentleman is from the secretary. Is the gentleman from New York Times?
No.
I just want to make sure that everyone knows.
Mr. Meek said no.
No, that's what Besson. He was like, no. Let me say.
5 scandal.
Look.
I don't want to.
No. I will point out that
limited time. I have limited time.
I identify. The gentleman is from the secretary. Is the gentleman from New York Times?
Oh, I thought that was Congressman Meek saying that.
Nah. He's talking about no. Let me say what I gotta say.
Yeah,
he got this creepy smile on his face. Every time I see him talk, it reminds me of that movie Smile. If y'all ever seen that movie Smile,
I seen it.
Every time I see him talking this ear, it reminds me of that movie Smile.
He do favor him, don't he?
With that crazy ass smile on his face.
So,
well, he's the Treasury Secretary, so he watches over our money.
Right. That's why he's so happy all the time.
Yeah, happy.
Scandal involved 5 U.S. senators accused of pressuring the Federal Home Loan Bank board to expedite and give more consideration to the case of Charles Keating Jr., who ran the California-based Lincoln Savings and Loans. It led to a 14-month investigation unveiling how 5 U.S. senators and staff ended up with more than $1 million in contributions, 4 trips to the Bahamas, and all expenses paid stays at resort hotels.
What?
Following the scandal, the industry saw sweeping regulatory changes that was launched by then President George H.W. Bush. Now, Mr. Secretary, I'm sure you can agree conflicts of interest and improper influence by U.S. elected officials over bank regulators weaken supervisory independence and ultimately impose massive losses on consumers and taxpayers. I think that we can all agree upon that. And as we know, the basic lessons from the post-Keating reforms still applies today when the Office of the Comptroller of Currency, the OCC, is deciding to get a bank charter. I think we can stimulate that. Now, Mr. Besson, as our nation's treasurer, I'm sure you also know that a foreign-linked investment firm tied to the United Arab Emirates government quietly bought about half of the Trump family's crypto company, World Liberty Financial.
What? And you know what's even crazy about it? Because I did watch this clip already. The fact that this overseas country just bought half of the president of the United States, him and his family's, cryptocurrency business. That's already, in my mind, corrupt.
That compromises him, don't it?
To me, it feels very compromising. But speaking of President Trump, let me look at this poll real quick. I do want to kind of let you guys know where the poll stands. So far we have 102 votes, and 88% would vote for Jesus and 12% would vote for Trump.
I don't believe that.
Yeah, I think that Trump should be higher, huh?
Yeah, yeah. It's like when they kind of embarrassed about him also. Because a lot of them, play like they didn't vote for him the first time, but they actually went in there and voted for him.
It's like the KKK. When they go out, they have to go out in full mass. They don't want
unless we got unless we got a lot of supporters that support us in the chat tonight. If we do, they're not putting much in the chat because it looks like it's more opposition in the chat than it is supporters. things like this a stupid question, and I don't see anything stupid about asking about a president
Who you would
family
vote?
purchasing
Oh yeah,
cryptocurrency. Yeah, getting cryptocurrency for his family while he's in office. You're not supposed. That's they're violating the emoluments clause. You know,
absolutely.
especially when
And it's just a conflict of interest
it
because
really is, because remember when Hunter Biden was working for Ukraine? I can't, stress this enough. He made $50,000 and the Republicans went crazy.
$50,000 now. Tom Holman took $50,000
Yeah,
just
in a brown paper bag.
in a brown paper bag from
Hmm.
a federal agent.
Yes.
Just on the whim.
And
I
then
don't
said
know.
he wasn't gonna return the money.
And we still don't know what's happened with that money.
Right. He ain't returned it. Hey, SBK, thank you for joining us tonight. But
What's
yeah,
up,
he don't
SBK?
want to talk about that money,
Yeah. Yeah, so that's type of stuff that the MAGA, they like, we can deal with that.
Right.
We okay with him making deals with other countries.
And we're okay. I'm okay with this question because I want to know
And
the
at
answer.
the very same time, the president of the United States was dealing with that country on foreign policy. Now, Eric Trump.
He dealing with him on foreign policy?
At the same time that they
same
making
time?
deals to sell half of
Wow.
his family's country?
Wow.
Is that a money laundering scheme? What is going on here?
I don't know what the emolument clause is going on, child. I just don't know.
Like, what? And nobody's saying nothing? Where's the outrage?
Well, they say it's a stupid question. We shouldn't be questioning him about his currency and his purchases while
And
he's
how
in
he
office.
make,
How he make his money, because we're all jealous of that.
It's Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah, all of that. We're jealous
Yeah.
of him because he's a great businessman that's making money while in office, while making deals with foreign countries.
Let's see what Besant has to say, because he got to defend him too. So
The president's son and co-founder of World Liberty Financial said, and I quote, "I'm not going to get into who the investors are, but I've got some pretty meaningful investors," end of quote.
I bet you do.
Lack of transparency. And it didn't end there. When Trump fans brought the tokens, they thought they were getting the deal of a century.
Now this the
What
part we
they
got to
didn't
pay
know
attention to.
was that only Trump and his sons had the sole power to decide who can sell the token and when. Today, the price of the token has fallen over 50%, and the Trump fans who bought the token are now begging to get out. Now, I'm
pause.
You knew I was. Look.
You mean to tell me he done had them folks buying that crypto, and now they can't get their money, and they got to go through his sons to sell it.
Right.
And now they
The
can't get their
biggest scheme.
the biggest scheme. I mean, they can't get their money. The stock done fell.
50%, about 500 or whatever.
How
he
did it
said.
fall that quick?
Because it was a scheme from the beginning.
Whew, this is
They
great.
probably unloaded that whole thing. After they got all that money, they probably went ahead and cashed out half of that, half of what they got.
Is
And
this business 101 in America? In the new United States of America?
this
Is this
how
the
the
new
people.
business route?
This is how the MAGAs like to be treated. This is how they like to be treated. So basically, he got them on the leash.
Right, Kia God. Wow. Wow is right. You can't make this up.
Yeah, this is crazy. Our president is holding the American people's money hostage.
First, he threatened them in the email to tell them to do a survey, or else ICE is coming to their house. And now he's holding them hostage. He's holding their money hostage, and everybody's still.
Trump
okay
is
with
our
that?
savior. This is everything that God sent Trump. God sent Trump down here to do this to us. So,
I thought God was about love, not about thievery and deception.
if anything, these people want to be slaves to this man. They
Yeah,
want
but,
Trump to
I
be
want to talk about
their
God
master.
being love, about love and happiness, and spread joy,
And
and
making
helping
my
each other.
pockets bigger.
Yeah,
You know,
this
it
don't
don't.
seem nothing like God to me. This don't seem nothing Christian like to me at all. But the whole thing about it is, MAGA think that they're winning against the libs, and he's making all of these getting all these brownie points and just crushing us. And in the meantime, they getting crushed right in front it right in plain sight.
That's crazy.
And don't even realize it.
And these are hearings. These are public hearings
Yeah.
that they are able to. They can watch themselves and see how the president is completely stumped.
On C-SPAN. C-SPAN show all the public hearings, and C-SPAN is free.
And this is on Forbes YouTube. So, if you want the information, you can get the information. It's out there for the getting. But if y'all want to stay,
in the dark,
a part of your cult,
oblivious to the facts,
stay a part of your cult. If you don't want to tear away from the cult, we understand. So keep living your best cult life.
I tell you what, it costs a lot of money to be in the cult, baby.
It's costing, ain't it? And you're starting to get threatened.
Yeah, threats.
Yeah. So
threats, money.
It's only gonna get harder.
Yeah.
Being a part of this cult, I promise you, it's not gonna
What's
get
next?
any
You gotta
easier.
sacrifice you gonna have to sacrifice an arm or a leg or something next? Well, what's
Right.
next? Good God Almighty.
They think it's gonna get better for them, but it's only getting worse, y'all. It's only gonna get worse for y'all.
I wonder how long the line gonna be if they say, yeah, well, you gotta sacrifice your baby toe to
And
be in the cult now.
And after he's,
Hey, so you can be
that baby
identified.
baby
Listen.
toe is coming off. Listen,
Yeah, so you can be identified when we see you in public.
but you want to know what? It's funny because my thing is, what y'all gonna do when y'all run out of money and y'all are no longer a benefit to him? What y'all think he gonna do to y'all?
That part.
It's sad, but let's keep watching.
I'm not making this up. You can see it for yourself on the World Liberty Financial Discussion Forum. Yeah, yourself, Mr. Secretary. So this is no longer just about a shady crypto deal or a possible gift. When a foreign linked investor is putting hundreds of millions of dollars into a company controlled by the president's family, and at the same time, this president is conducting foreign policy with that country. You know what that creates? It creates a national security concern. So I'm not going to ask much of you, Mr. Secretary. I just want to know whether you will commit today to pause and heighten the scrutiny of any bank charter or licensing application at the OCC connected to the World Liberty Financial until all of these conflicts of interest and foreign influence reviews are completed and shared with the United States Congress. All I need to know is, will you halt it and do a complete investigation and scrutiny of...
Hell no, he not halting shit.
No.
This is how they keeping they self afloat. We already $39 trillion in debt. How you think that they gonna be able to keep moving? They can't keep sucking out. I mean, they can keep sucking, but it ain't really that much left in our economy for them to get.
Well, he don't need our economy though. You heard what he said. Okay, pay attention to what Representative Meek's saying. He's already doing business with foreign countries.
Yeah, 100
The
million.
foreign investor was 40% of the cryptocurrency. He don't need America's money.
Right.
America money is his pocket change.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's the president. He have access to everybody overseas also. And remember, he already got that board of peace. They have to pay $1 million each to be on the board of peace that he's the chairman. He's the chairman of. And all decisions go through him. So he don't need the American money no more. Our money is peas, to him at this point. He's in the big leagues now, so he get the, he's gonna exchange currency with the, overseas people.
Yep.
And so he don't listen. He'll rob us blind, so now he finna go overseas and rob them blind.
Right.
Allegedly.
He about to launder this money all through the damn globe.
Yeah, he gonna get coins from everywhere, child. Hey, Purple Heart Podcast, thank you for joining us this evening. But basically, that's what it is. He's already gotten all the money he can get from us, so now he's gonna start getting it overseas. It's the way that I'm looking at this. Allegedly.
Nah, let's get into the good part.
Just my opinion, also. It's just my opinion.
Right. Just our opinion. And we can put our good girl Joan up on here.
Allegedly.
All right, so let's look, because this is the part where they start getting into it, and him and Bessie start having a little cat fight. So
okay, fun part.
Yeah.
This license application. All you have to ask is yes or no.
No, Congressman.
All you have to ask
the
is yes or
OCC
no.
is an independent entity, and I would know, Congressman.
I take that as a no.
You traveled to Venezuela.
I take that as a no.
On behalf of
I take that as a no.
On behalf of your
You
donors.
do not want to answer that question.
I
I take that as a no.
For a $7 billion.
I'm asking you to do your responsibility as Secretary of the Treasury. You do not. Will you?
Time has expired.
You cannot erase what you did in
He's the one that went past your time, Mr. Chairman.
No, and
he did not answer my question, and he wouldn't pass the time.
He had 6 seconds left to try to answer your question, and
it was a yes or no. It was a yes or no answer. I asked
exactly.
Him, no,
Exactly.
Yes
you
or
stupid
no.
bitch.
Recognizes the gentleman.
That take a 9-second to say.
Exactly. He had shit. That old dumbass bullshit. No, sir. You see this man going off on a tangent trying to heckle this man about some dumbass shit that ain't got nothing to do with what he just asked him. Make him either answer the question or shut the hell up.
It's always deflection when you catch them in the act. When you're giving facts, they don't like the facts. And so it's always, that's one thing they know how to do, though. They know how to deflect. They know how to change the subject, and they know how to not answer a question with a non-answer.
Right. And when you have pieces of shit, people like him who's running the damn hearing,
temporarily, seats are limited.
Okay, well, let's finish the last few seconds.
Stop covering for the president. Stop being his flunky.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Gentlemen.
He's talking to me.
They don't want vaccine up.
2006 trip to Venezuela.
Stop covering for the president. Don't be a flunky. Work for the American people.
Mr. Meeks,
Trip to Venezuela.
Work for the American people. Don't be a cover-up for a mob.
Maybe you're going to
As
see
long
your
as
friend
he talks,
Nicholas
he's fine.
Maduro
I will.
in Brooklyn.
Maxine said, as long as he talk, he talk. Auntie Maxine he can talk long as he wants to.
I love it. She
Baby.
said, "Now fuck that. You talk too. He's talking. You keep talking.
He
Cause
said, as long
what
as
you
he's
mean?
talking, he's gonna talk. So shut him up, and I'll shut my man up.
Yeah, you point that gavel at Bessett's ass, whatever his name is, and tell him to shut the hell
And
up.
Maxine was over there taking a nap. See.
Yeah,
they
that
woke
her
up. Yeah, they woke her up.
with that creepy ass smile on his face.
President, please. I recognize the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Sessions.
All right. Well.
Oh, Auntie woke up, baby.
That woke up. She said, "No,
nah, let him talk." First, she say, "Let him talk. He talk long as he talk, he gonna talk."
Right. She started coordinating like she was in the middle of traffic.
And I don't know why Maxine ain't at home with her great grandkids. I'm sorry. I love her dearly, but she need to go to the house too. I'm sorry.
Baby, she looked like she definitely need to be in somebody's rocking chair.
Right. Half of Congress do.
Exactly.
Okay. If you 70
Sound like
and
it too.
over, if you
Their
70 and
voice
over,
even sound like, you know how.
yeah, voice
Yeah.
all shaky.
Yeah.
You know, the whole thing about it is if you 70 and older, go enjoy your family. You got more days behind you than you do in front of you. I guarantee you that.
Right. You
That's a
done made
guarantee.
enough money. Trust me, I'm pretty sure
Had
you're
enough
set for the
power.
rest of your life.
Had enough power, did enough career. You know,
Right.
if your career was careering for 40 and 50, 60 years and you're in Congress and you've been there since you was 18, please go home.
Go to your vacation house and
Yeah, go spend some time with your family and let
Right.
somebody fresh come in there that know how to work the phone and the internet and all of that. Because y'all don't even know how to do all that. Remember when the internet first came out, Congress
They
was
know how
small.
to write a strong letter though. So
A very strong letter, Chuck Schumer. That's the first one need to go home. We will give Israel all the money they need. No, we not.
I be
Just because your
goddamn.
last name Schumer, you think we supposed to give Israel money because them your people over there.
Right.
Not to sound racist or nothing, but you know, hey, it is what it is.
We need to be worried about America.
Okay, America,
first.
like Trump administration play like they gonna do. We need to do America first.
We need to use all the funds that we send into Israel to make
Right.
America great again.
Right.
Because the way that these streets be looking
Mhm.
all across the damn nation.
All the urban neighborhoods are tore down to the ground.
Yeah, we need all that money. We don't need to send nobody else no money. We need to keep all the money to ourselves.
And even the neighborhoods that they so-called is fixed up ain't really fixed up when it compares to other countries. Look at how modernized Japan and China
Tokyo
is.
and yeah, exactly.
Look at all the nice stuff they have in
Beijing
new
and
modernization and
they got robot police officers now.
Yeah.
And, you know, so they got robot corner stores where they ain't even gotta have
the
no
robot. Not that we promoting that robots take their jobs, but in China and in Japan, the robot at McDonald's fix your meal. Okay.
Yeah, and I
Ain't
mean,
no people in there fixing nothing.
the thing about that is that it opens up the door for people to start studying and practicing in actual fields that can help them grow in their career versus having to start off at a damn fast food restaurant.
Well, that's because they put out they grade our kids on the curve and they push their achievement level down so that they can achieve.
Right.
So they dummy down America purposely. And that's what the elite do. They need you dummy down so that you don't understand what they're doing. What better way to keep a person oppressed is by keeping them from not being educated. It's the same rules and tactics that they used on the slaves. And so it's nothing new under the sun when it comes to America. Okay? All these tricks are old tricks that they've been using for generations and generations. And I don't understand why everybody keep drinking the same Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's the haves against the have-nots. It's basically what's going on. And at this point, we have more have-nots than we do haves.
Well, we have more you have more have-nots than we do haves. Way more. But the haves are the ones that's running all the have-nots. So, and you know, it's a majority of the have-nots that are okay with that.
And most of the haves is on Epstein Island too. They on that Epstein list. So I'm gonna just throw that out there.
Them haves is definitely on Epstein Island, and the have-nots is definitely giving them a pass for it.
Some of them.
Yeah, some of them. Well, guys, it's
30% of America is the have. 30% of America is the MAGA, and probably 99.9% of them is going along with everything that's going along with. You probably got 0.5% that maybe want to push back.
Yeah, you got some people that's starting to be like, wait a minute, hold up. I didn't know that this was MAGA.
Yeah, I didn't know it was gonna do all this.
Yeah. They gonna start falling apart, especially when these elections start showing them that the Democrats they are giving the Democrats the power that they need to take over the damn
country.
Yeah. they're basically
Democrats gonna have all
handing
the
it
keys
to
to all
them.
the hey,
Oh,
Democrats gonna get all the keys. They mean listen, they measuring carpets for the they measuring drapery, picking
right
out
now,
carpet,
exactly.
decorations, baby.
They
They
done
getting
got a virtual thing set up
they got a
already.
whole virtual office set up on how they gonna be in their new offices next in November. Because if we don't let him steal the election, it's gonna be a blue tsunami. And the blues, you know, the indicators have already been indicating, right? You're getting Democrats in all type of states in Iowa, places that Democrats normally don't win, Kentucky,
Texas, Fort Worth.
the reddest of the red part of Texas, and they put a Democrat in the state house. Now make that make sense. A place where Trump was 17 points up when he won the election with Texas, and guess what his approval rating is now?
34 points.
Now he's negative 17 in Texas. Can you believe? In red heart, blood red Texas, Trump is negative 17 points behind in the polls. That's how popular he is.
That's why we were talking about keep doing what you're doing, Trump. But see, you want to know what we were talking about? Keep doing what you're doing, but back a few months ago, before ICE started killing people, and you know, we didn't know he was gonna be, you know,
he out of control.
He is
really
out of control now.
He's out of control and unhinged, and they need to rein him in. They really do.
And I really can't believe that there's so many people that still be in the chat. You know, I know that there's a lot of bots and stuff like that, but it's just hard to believe that with what Trump is doing and causing the chaos that he's causing, it's okay to have normal hatred and division that he's already, you know, kind of brewing up between the two parties, but now he's taking it to a whole new level. And he will even shun your even if you MAGA and you got your own opinion, and for one of the things out of all the things that you support him on, if one thing that you say something that you don't like, he will completely disregard you, you know, seek the people out on you.
Dogs,
yeah.
Popo, all kind of popo.
That's a sad life to have to be a part of.
Got to use your powers to be to retaliate against the American public. That is crazy. I want to address this comment though. When you finish, I'm gonna address this comment here.
Well, no, I was just gonna say these MAGA people give their whole livelihoods, their whole life, everything that they, you know, their being to be MAGA, and to know that Donald Trump, you only as good as much things that you agree with him on,
or as long as he needs you to be.
Or as long as you as long as you can help him.
Right, there you go. So Fish Gear, a subscriber said, I don't want to say their names because I need to try to get in the habit of just saying one of our subscribers. So one of our subscribers said Texas has Democrat-ran cities for the past 2 decades, be honest. I never said that we didn't. What I did say is Fort Worth is a red portion of Texas. Okay. Do you know the last time a Democrat won in Fort Worth, Texas? 31 years ago, either 31 or 37. It's in the 30s. I think it's 31 years. It's been 31 years since a Democrat has won in that area, in that district. So yes, it's gonna be a blue tsunami. Okay. Because if you got Democrats winning in after 30 years, same thing in Florida. Democrats don't win in Florida. It's been over 20 years since a Democrat won in Florida. But now you got Democrats winning. So that's what we're trying to tell you guys. So y'all just keep up the good work. Keep doing what you're doing. And I like all of it, okay? I ain't mad at none of it. Keep up the good work. It's all I can say about it.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, the blue wave that is about to hit America when these elections come, I mean, like, I don't even know if it's going to be called a wave. It's going to be a tsunami. No one is okay.
They're going to say it's rigged. You know, no matter what happens, it's going to be rigged. But, you know, like I said a while ago, it's got to be too big to rig. Okay, we got to win. It's got to be. We got to win big, so they can't holler that it's rigged. So it's got to be too big to rig. to rig, and I guarantee you that's what's going to happen, because you have a lot of people that's not going along with what these tactics and policies are in this administration, and people are not happy. People are not happy about what's going on right now. So, make sure you get your voter registration ready. Make sure you get your real ID for your real ID states. Dot your I's and cross your T's.
Because
So when
ICE
you
is
go
gonna
to
be out in
yeah,
full
yeah,
effect.
don't let ICE intimidate you if they're at the polls, because
Go
they
in
can't really do
packs.
nothing to you. Go in
Go in
packs, yeah.
packs.
Go in packs and make a plan, Stan.
Take y'all German shepherds and Rottweilers and
Right.
all the stuff y'all need to
That
protect
part. Get your
yourself.
mace just in
Get your
case.
mace just in case.
So I'm just saying,
Yeah.
because they want to fight, so we're gonna have to give them one. And I'm not talking about a literal fight. I'm talking about a fight at the polls.
A fight at the polls, and we're gonna be ready.
Mm-hmm.
And they are not going to intimidate or scare anybody away from the polls.
Yeah.
And they're going to see, even with all of the ICE presence, they are going to get beat so badly.
Right. And we're going to be right here to report it.
And it's going to make it even more embarrassing for the MAGA and the Republican Party. So we are definitely going to be here to report it. Y'all hit the like button.
And this is a very true statement. Definitely check your voter registration often, because just because you're registered today doesn't mean that these Republicans are gonna stay registered tomorrow. Here in some of the southern states, they took a lot of people off the voting rolls. So definitely check your voter registration and make sure that you are still registered to vote. You may have to reapply again. You never know, because a lot of people, they are kicking them off of the voter rolls. Part of the voter suppression tactics that they're using. They're going to have all type of tactics to keep everybody from the polls. They're already starting right now. So just be prepared and be ready.
And it's so funny. I think this is a MAGA person right here. They say, you guarantee how? People are real happy with law and order. I think you said it best. People are happy with law and order, not illegal, Gestapo type
unlawfulness
running the streets causing chaos. That's not what people want. And so I think that you're absolutely right. This is the reason why Trump and no one that represents MAGA stands a chance in this new election.
Yeah, he's playing out. A lot of people jumping off ship. They really are, because they didn't sign up for all what he's doing. Even the average MAGA signed up for him to deport immigrants out of the country, but they didn't sign up for him to torture immigrants, torture everyday Americans, shoot people on the streets, busting out windows. They didn't
running over little kids and
deporting kids to other countries. I don't think MAGA I don't even think MAGA
trying to use kids as bait to lure people out. Like, it's the crazy movie shit that these people are doing that should not be in a real life government situation. Like, this is not America. This is a Tim Spielberg movie or whatever y'all want to call it, but this is not America.
Right.
Jim Grover, I don't know who. He says, "I'm astonished at the absolute ignorance I'm listening to. I'm out. I have great empathy for these fools."
What have we said that was ignorant?
Well, since you have so much empathy, can you feel sorry for us and send us the $5 super chat or something? Show us the empathy. Show us the empathy that you have.
And hit that like button on the way out.
And hit that like button on the way out. All right. When did Republicans block Dems from voting? Come on now. They just talked about it. We talked about it during the entire show. Well, some point in the show. You libs are not going to win. You two are psychopaths. Do you even know what a psychopath is? Because you obviously wouldn't be calling us that. Teachers had kids in schools fighting ICE. That's what they should.
They should defend themselves.
If they try,
And that last comment was somebody who don't believe in the Constitution.
What?
The one that you just read about
Oh,
ICE.
oh yeah.
That's a non-constitutionalist.
Standing behind ICE as if they can do no wrong. Exactly. It's insane. Like the ICE people who have been fast tracked to a 47-day training are the people who can do absolutely no wrong, and that each ICE officer is an upstanding, law-abiding, law protecting law enforcement officer. Come on now, give me a break.
Right. Even the regular police have to
have bad apples.
They have bad apples, but they also have to be investigated, and they have to be what do you call it? Not chastised at work, but they have to get suspended. They have to get investigated. They have to be accountable for what they do. That's the word I'm looking for.
Which is the reason why
they have to be accountable. All other law enforcement have to be accountable other than ICE. Now make sense.
Right. Every other law enforcement cannot roam around here with masks and bust into people's houses with administrative warrants. Like no other law enforcement agency
and kidnap people and take them to detention centers and not tell them why they're going.
And take them to foreign places where they don't even know where they're at, and just have them just throw them outside and tell them to figure out how to get home.
Right.
Like, come on now.
No due process, no lawyers are involved or none of that.
And that's why it makes it hard to believe that these people are being serious. Like the MAGA supporters, like y'all not for real, because y'all know what these people are doing. And y'all know it don't have anything to do with law, order, peace,
immigration.
Yeah, it don't have nothing to do with none of that stuff.
Deportation.
So
if I was somebody that wasn't legal in America, I would actually just leave myself. I wouldn't wait for ICE to come and possibly take me out and torture me. I would just go ahead and go, because it's very obvious that they don't want these people in the country. So in my opinion, the best route to take is
ain't they giving them like $2,000 or $1,000 to
yeah, they are. They're giving them $1,000 to self-deport, and I would take that $1,000 and go on by my rat kill. And I really wouldn't stay someplace where I'm not really wanted, and it's a possibility of me losing my life. I definitely.
Only thing I'm kind of skeptical of with this administration is if you take them, if you self-deport and you say you want to take the money, are you really getting it? And B, are you going to the place that you really want to go to? Or are they, you know what I'm saying? Like, can these people be trusted?
Now, I advise you save up your own coins and you and your family put all y'all coins together and make a plan.
Make your own self-deportation.
Make a plan to deport that way. I wouldn't wait on the federal government to do anything for me. Not the way they're treating people. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but someone said it's $3,000.
Yeah, we need
now.
To
if it's $3,000, then yeah, they definitely need to self-deport.
Listen, ICE ain't even getting paid. Do you actually think an illegal alien is gonna get? Well, I won't even call them aliens. I don't like that word. An illegal immigrant. Do you think they're actually gonna give them $3,000?
If that's the case,
I would have to claim
I'm I'll take that $3K and move somewhere.
Well, why come people not on social media? I got my $3,000. Leave it. Why come they not on there singing that song like they was when they said they voted for Donald Trump?
I have not seen that one person on their own video say, "We self-deported. We got our $1,000. Everything's good. Thank you so much.
Leaving. Thank y'all for letting us
We'll
stay.
be coming back with doing it the right way." And
And I guarantee you too, if they take that money and that plan that they got for the government, it's somewhere in the paperwork. You can't come back. I guarantee you that's what's in that paperwork. It's a trick. Right? I know it's a trick in it.
Yeah. It's in the fine print. It's in the fine print.
Yeah, y'all better read the fine print if y'all going that route. Definitely read the fine print, baby.
Oh, Mike, what's up? I'll take you up on that offer. He said he'll give us $3K if we spend the rest of our lives in Mexico.
In Mexico. Oh wow.
I'll take that 3K. And then you know, but
Well, y'all ain't coming back if y'all do take it. I'm just gonna put y'all. I'm gonna just throw that out there. Y'all better read the fine print.
I'll get Trump is illegitimate and get a passport. Well, guys, y'all let us know, did we miss anything? Because right now it's looking like MAGA is definitely not the religious example that America should be following. In fact, it feels like they're the ones that are filled with the most hate and evil and demented, devilish, satanic, things in their heads. So, what do y'all think? Do y'all think MAGA is the way to go? Is it not a cult? Based on
My question is it real Christianity?
Based on the 126 votes, 86 of you guys will vote for Jesus. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll, and 14% of you guys would vote for Trump. So
that's why I said it's only 30% of the country that's MAGA. So there you have it right there.
Right. So again, MAGA obviously would be the people who said that they would vote for Trump. And that's definitely not an example of what America should be following. So,
well, some people like for other people to tell them what to do. They don't have their own minds and they don't have their own thought process and critical thinking skills. So maybe that would be best for them for him to just be the ruler and tell them what to do and how to go and what time to get there. And if he don't get to be the president again, I suggest that they go over there to the UK where they have a king and they can be under the king's reign, since that's the route they want to take.
It's so funny that people really do think that. I mean, people could think what they want to think, right? I'm not judging you for thinking that really happened. But in my mind, I saw a very good production. Well, not even a good production, a very obvious production being put on the day that Trump put his fist in the air with the ear that had little red stuff on it.
The ketchup.
Yeah, the ketchup. Yeah,
ketchup blood is what I call it. Wait a minute, the light barbecue sauce blood.
But you want to know what that made up production that they went through is a lot of the reason why a lot of people feel like he is the chosen one. They feel like he is the savior because of that moment. So,
which was, in my opinion, manufactured, but I'll
that's what I say. That's what I say. It's like
allegedly,
clearly
very
produced.
Right. So,
all right. Well, guys, it's been real. It's been fun. Y'all haven't been real crazy in the chat, so we appreciate that. But yeah, what you got? Any final words for the people? I guess, yeah.
Yeah, keep hope alive, y'all. That's all I got to say. Just keep hope alive. Keep your head up. Keep your voter registration up to par, and let's just get ready to go through the polls. That's all I can say. And just try to stay out the way. Stay out the way of ICE if you can.
That's right. If you're legal, make sure you have all your documents.
Yeah.
If you're illegal, consider self-deporting. Until we get a new administration, and and as far as the man that they trying to give life to, for just wandering outside of the man's house, that man wasn't even protesting. He was literally just wandering.
Right.
He ain't got no home.
Exercising his Second Amendment rights.
And now he's suffering life. He's spending life in jail. So the next administration, I feel like, should go ahead and pardon that man. If we're gonna pardon anybody, that'll be the man that should be getting a pardon.
Exactly, especially with them having the disability. They said he wasn't. He had several different personalities.
Multiple person, yeah.
So that's unconstitutional right there within itself. He's already been declared, that he couldn't. What do you call it when you go to court and you can't comprehend? That he can't comprehend the court.
Coherent. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, he's impaired. Let's just put it like that. And he don't really know which personality did that. So he's not really comprehending everything that he's doing. Right.
He was about to write a 30-page. He was about to recite a 30-page speech for his closing or something. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that man definitely need to be out of jail. There's no way they should have put him in jail for no life sentence and he didn't even do anything. He didn't unalive anybody. He didn't even fire his weapon. All he did was add a weapon and was behind a tree. So they don't know what he was gonna do. He could have been over there to go pee. They don't know.
And to show you how corrupt the damn judge is, this man literally has not taken one life, has not taken one piece of stolen property from Mar-a-Lago, has not committed like one. I mean, the worst thing that he's probably done to Trump is put some footprints in his lawn.
And at the wrong place at the wrong time.
And now he's spending life. And then this judge, this activist judge, because that's all you can be saying stuff like this, is calling this man evil and,
a threat to society.
Right. It's just the crazy extreme rhetoric that they use that you can clearly tell that these people have lost their rockers. So, next president, give that man a pardon. But make sure that y'all represent for the Super Bowl. I don't even watch sports. I don't even watch the Super Bowl. But because Trump and his cronies and his minions and these maggots think that they're going to do something by having a turning point event, I most definitely will be making sure that I watch the halftime with Bad Bunny. Okay?
Yeah, I think that's gonna backfire.
Yeah, it definitely is. People who don't even care about the Super Bowl are now going to be tuned in to Bad Bunny's halftime show, thanks to Trump.
Because anything Trump endorse or anything that MAGA do, the American public is the opposite of it. And so, it's the same thing in my opinion. Remember when they try to take Jimmy Kimmel down and try to take Don Lemon down?
Right.
Recently, it didn't do anything but magnify them.
Exactly. You lifted them up.
It lifted them up and made them more noticeable. Yeah.
Yep. So keep trumping. Trump keep trumping. You maggots keep maggoting. And we gonna keep reporting on all the crazy, foolish stuff that you guys tend to do on a daily basis.
Right. All the havoc and chaos.
All the havoc, all the chaos. Y'all hit the like button. Subscribe to I Said What I Said. To subscribe to Foxy2 Roxy 3, who is not with us. She is pimpette down. She is under the weather right now. And she will be on with when she gets a little bit better. So y'all make sure y'all subscribe to her channel, and we are broadcasting live on her channel, so y'all hit the like button on there too. And then of course here on Off the Record, y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. We truly appreciate all the support, and we will see you guys in the next live show.
Thank you, everybody, and have a good night.
Yeah, you know what time it is. No scripts, no filters, no fear. We said what we said and meant that. Off the record. Off the record. Yeah, we keep it real. No filters here, we say what we feel. Politics, stories, truth on display. Come on. We talk that talk in our own way. Off the record, minion the God, let's go. Foxy2 Roxy 3, she go hard.
I swear on everything, that is exactly what he said right here in the studio. That is the funniest thing I have heard all week.
So hard, busy with the facts, she never miss. Nah. I said what I said, that's the twist. Off the record, yeah. Come and catch the vibe. Where real ones talk and the truth survive. night truth, we don't just speak. We pull the roots from what they keep. From pain to progress, we light the flame. No spin, no script, we call it by name. Minion bring the vision, Foxy bring the flame. Lizzie drop a cease, it'll never be the same. I said what I said, say it loud, no shame. We taking truth global, remember the name. No apologies, no disguise, just soul and purpose in our eyes. We move with power, bold and free. Say it loud, you gon' feel this energy. Energy, energy, yeah. Energy, yeah. Energy, yeah. Off the record, uncut and raw. You say the things you wish you saw. I said what I said, Foxy, Lizzie, Minion, the guys. This the realest show you ever saw. Off the record. We said what we said. Off the record. Yeah. We said what we said. The record.